The following program contains strong language that is not suitable for young children. Viewer discretion is advised.
The following announcement has been paid for by the Indy Force Podcast.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Let me put my phone on vibrate. You like it that way, huh? This kid's like, shut the fuck up, Mike.
We're live! Holy shit, what?
I'm dead.
The boys are back in town. Welcome to the Indy Force podcast for nerds, for weebs, and for dorks of fortune. We're short one for now. Nikos is running a tad bit late because he's running errands for his family who are sick at the moment, but he will be arriving momentarily as soon as he can. But for right now, it's the three of us. I'm James, and to this side is Casey, and below me is Mike. Oh, goddamn, the loop is on.
You want to blow me?
No, not like that. That's not what I meant.
See, he wants it in a different way. That's crazy.
That's not how I want it. I don't want it any other way.
You don't want to.
You're turning into me, James. Shut up.
That's not what I meant. He's right here. Okay. Anyway, and by the way, I love
underneath. Underneath is a word that you could have used for that.
I don't know. Fire. Well, you kind of anyway, he's got the Kermit picture. Say hello, Kermit. I guess.
Hi-ho!
Lord knows we need the comedy, because the first thing we're obviously going to talk about, we're going to take uber serious. So, there's going to be a different...
He says as I'm playing Super Mario Kart.
We're obviously going to take this a little bit of a serious route, and as a matter of fact, I'll get this ready to go now. So that way I'm not, like, fucking this up in any way, shape, or form here. We'll get this going. Cool. Just making sure.
Let me do that. There we go.
So, yeah. Now that we got that going on, I hate when fucking... I always have to do this shit. I hate this shit. I have to fucking unplug my microphone or my mouse and then re-plug it back in because sometimes OBS likes to make my cursor disappear. That's always nice. Anyway,
Were you really that angry at that woman? You had to curse her?
Ha 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 ha.
But
yeah,
there's far better entities out there that you could have cursed. There's far more deserving entities.
So, we're gonna get started on this. On a night that was off the heels of a revolution, pun absolutely intended, but also very true, that AEW presented and gave to the general public. We had an emotional CM Punk at the post-media scrum after AEW Revolution, and I wanted to...
Which we will discuss in detail further down the line.
Yes. I'm going to play some of the stuff here, and we're definitely going to delve in a little bit to... AEW Revolution, I know what you mean by that, yeah. But we're going to delve into Punk's comments, because, number one, you have already seen our live reactions by this point, I would imagine. Number two, we're probably going to go into an in-depth version on the Wrestling Rundown on Owen's channel. And also
whenever that happens.
And also probably on Noah's ATW view. So this is going to be solely for Punk. And I'm going to treat this a lot differently than I would treat anything regarding criticism towards the E, because this isn't really about AEW versus WWE. This is about a man who was in very many ways abused, up to and including physically, financially, and emotionally. And it's kind of on bear here. It's not the only thing he talks about. Obviously, he's very happy about the Ring of Honor purchase, which we will also get into detail, I'm sure, in this podcast. But right now, let's get on to Punk's comments. I selected a bunch of stuff into time codes, and we will begin here. So, here we go.
Righteous Reg of Pro
Can everybody hear, by the way?
Podcast. Great
Yes.
match.
Thank you.
Seems like you were having a lot of fun, even though it was super brutal, which is fun. Everybody got a little fake out with MJF and the cult of personality, but you pivoted and brought back the AFI thing. How important was it to kind of pay tribute to yourself with the gear and the theme and everything?
I mean, it was pretty important, you know? I loved ROH so much, you know, and I can't explain how happy I am that like my footage, it's in good hands, you know. It's just good to know that it's in the hands of somebody who treat it well. I literally feel like my baby is in somebody's hands that I know will raise the child the right way and do good things with it. And you know, it won't get made into just some tab on a shitty, confusing app that's hard to navigate. And the boys don't get paid anything off it, you know what I mean? So it's just, it was, you know, it's very good. But to kind of pay homage to, you know, myself and stuff like that, listen, I didn't get to do this for 7 years. This didn't exist for 7 years for me. And, you know, obviously the truth is that I love professional wrestling very much. So, you know, to come back and to be able to, for 6 months, you know, it's not just do whatever the fuck you want. It's doing whatever the fuck you want and being cocky enough to know that your way is not the right way. There's never only one right way, but it's fucking good. Yes. And to have somebody that listens to you. And to have somebody that can take an idea and make it even better. And just to have an open dialogue, not just with him, but with other people in the locker room. And it's just, it's great that you don't have to beat your head against the wall and explain, like why your ideas are shitty and why I don't care who you think you are, that you don't know what you're doing, and it's nice. It's everything's just so great. I don't even know if I answered your question.
Thank you.
In the back, please.
So obviously we will cover this in a little bit, but I also want to give additional context. We'll go to this.
We see you emotional now. How were you what was your reaction when you found out Tony was buying ROH? Because that had to be a pretty special moment.
Like I said, I was relieved, because obviously let's talk facts. It was either Tony was going to buy it or Vince was going to buy it, and I don't want Vince to own any of my footage. He owns enough of it. He owns enough of it that I don't get paid off of. People need to understand that when I left, I was asking questions about the network, which had not been launched yet. I was saying, how am I going to get paid off this? We don't even understand what the pay scale is. I don't know if I get paid off a gate for a pay-per-view, off a buy rate for a pay-per-view. You guys already just throw darts at an imaginary board, and you pay me whatever you want. I still get royalties. That's the only hard copy thing I see is DVD sales. So once all the DVDs go away and you're just putting stuff up on the network, I'm not getting paid. Or am I? Tell me. Let's talk about it. Oh, my guy, you're good. Oh, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. They couldn't tell me. And now I've watched my royalty checks, which I still get, dwindle to nothing because they just put everything on the network. And the boys don't get paid. That's not just me. That's everybody. That's criminal.
Yeah, so that I just wanted to play that after that emotional thing, just to add additional context to why he was so emotional about his footage being secured in the right hands, as he so put it, by Tony. And I feel before people go and just completely crap on him, I feel it is extremely important to understand what this man went through for 7 years with this company. I don't think it's a secret as to why Punk is as emotional as he's being and why Tony is essentially sitting next to him. It's not because, part of it is, of course, he's proud of what Punk did and MJF did. That's obviously one of the reasons, but that I want to make this very clear.
He should be.
The main reason Tony's beside Punk is because he's a support system for Punk. Period. That's
the man
what
has
he is.
desperately needed for the past 12 years or whatever.
And, I'm sure there's other people that can be his support system. His wife could have been there, I'm not saying...
AJ.
This is not saying, anything against AJ or anybody else that isn't there. I'm just saying that he probably does have many other support systems, but when it comes to something like this, I feel that
you want to know that your boss is in your corner, not in the other corner trying to fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the big important thing here. This guy was Z-packed to death. This guy was treated like a pile of rubbish for
years upon years.
Years upon years in that company. That truly, that's how he felt. And obviously we'll go into more of that. I wanted to make that very clear as to why he was as emotional as he was, and that little additional context of him explaining why he's glad that Vince doesn't own his footage is made very apparent,
At least to us.
At least to us, and hopefully to... even if you don't agree with it, at least you can make sense of it. Going from here, we'll believe... if I'm correct, yeah, he was...
Why I don't care who you think you are, that you don't know what...
You're away from wrestling for...
Thank you.
In the back, please.
So back to this part, back to the beginning here, because there was a few other things that he said here in his emotional speech, obviously.
This was a catharsis for him.
Yeah, that's really what this was. It was, with, and this is no exaggeration, this was Punk fully getting everything out. Like, because even when he came back in 2021,
August, I believe,
on the first dance on Rampage, he was still holding back emotion. I'm not a doctor, so I cannot confirm nor deny, but I can tell you from personal experience, because I have this, that is 100,000% PTSD symptoms. And I'm shaking as I say that, but this is why I'm, taking this as seriously as I am, because it's what he went through is, I don't even know the full story.
In a word.
Yeah, and it's like he was still trying to let it all out, and now he's finally able to do that, and in a weird way, where Ring of Honor and all that, and his AFI thing, and just kind of paying tribute to himself, like the interviewer said, so hit the nail on the head, absolutely hit the nail on the head, and I think that's really what finally made him kind of just open up, and that's great to see. You love to see it, honestly, but at the same time, you feel bad for the guy, because holy shit,
Because what it took to get that out of him.
Yeah, exactly.
Brian Rhodes, ESPN West Palm. You were away from wrestling for a while. How special is it to have these positive feelings about pro wrestling again?
I'm sick of crying. Today's been brutal crying. First time I cried today is when they showed me my ring jacket. And they replaced the skull and bones with the silhouette of Larry. I started crying. After my match, somebody came up to me. I don't need to say who, and they were just like, "You're gonna hate me for saying this, but I do this because of you." I saw Straight Edge Society, and I was blown away. And I went to WrestleMania to watch you and Rey Mysterio, and I got into wrestling because of you. And I didn't know that this particular individual got into wrestling or anything because of me. So it's just, man, I'll put it to you like this. I love Bret Hart, and Bret Hart's career was cut short, and it's a goddamn tragedy because there's people that go over to Saudi Arabia and they get paid millions of dollars, and that should have been Bret. And I just feel super fortunate and grateful and appreciative that I got a second chance, I'd give it up in a heartbeat to give it to Bret. But I'm going to enjoy it. And I just love that motherfucker so much, like he's the greatest, and he was right. He was fucking, Bret Hart is always right.
Fresh off the heels, by the way, after Dax Harwood, the former Scott Dawson of FTR, came out and said the whole thing about Shawn Michaels, and he tweeted that out too. Bret was always right. Man, this is fucking...
To the surprise of fucking no one.
Yeah, right?
Nick?
Punk, Punk, Nick Hausman with Wrestling Inc. You participated in a very emotional Esquire piece the past week or so, and I think it showed a lot of people a different side of you that I don't know that I ever expected you to do that.
Just to put it in perspective for context, if people don't know what the Esquire post that Punk made is, that is him making a post on Esquire covering the lawsuit and the trepidation that was that lawsuit from multiple different accounts, including his own. Just wanted to put that context out there.
And put that out there like that. How did you get sold on participating in that, and what does it mean to you to have the full story, at least from your perspective, the perspective of many others in your life?
Man, I don't know. It's not the full story. All that stuff is really, really hard to talk about.
Notice that I want to replay that just for a second because I want it to be very clear how the verbiage he used here.
Okay, I don't know. It's not the full story. All that stuff is really, really hard to talk about.
It's not the full story. All of that stuff is really hard to talk about. So
if that's not a trauma patient, I don't know what is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is why it's like... It's so good to see him still work through these and he's happy again, but at the same time, you can still tell he's going through those pains. And rightfully so.
And will be for a while.
Yeah. Like, this is not something you could take lightly. This isn't just some WWE versus AEW thing. Punk was really hurt by that company. He was hurt by the people up top in more ways than one. And it fucking shows. It really does show.
I don't like talking about myself, and especially about all that stuff, but again, I think it's pretty important to illustrate that I came out on the other side. You know what I mean? All that shit could have destroyed me. Being unjustly sued and a lot of people could have stood up, said something, helped out, but they didn't because they value their jobs or whatever. And a lot of them are now fired and work here now too, so that's always interesting. It's just important to show people that, recognize when you got a second chance, jump on it, and be grateful and appreciative, I think so it's important to tell those painful stories.
Next question.
Jose Montesino from Lucha Libre Online. First of all, I want to thank you. I have this tattoo here. I tattooed this when I have 14, 15 years old. I'm going to explain you why.
I'm just going to keep crying. It's cool.
I was in high school and I was having a lot of issues with people. I was realizing that...
I have a lot of issues with people too.
I realized that society was having a lot of issues, and watching you raise your voice helped me to be the guy that I am today. With that being said, who do you see in the back and you say, hey, this guy reminds me of me when I was beginning?
I just look at like every single young kid. I think there's a lot of young kids back here. They're barely 25. Some are teenagers, and I think it's important to treat them the way I wanted to be treated by people that were in management roles and abused them. I think it's important to listen to every voice back there, and again, my way's not the right way, but we can always talk about stuff and figure out what the best idea is, and I try to just kind of lead by example. I don't, I never pretended to be a leader or anything like that. I just try to treat people the way I wanted to be treated, and hope that they can, maybe learn from watching or asking questions or stuff like that. There's a lot of people. I'd waste all your time because I would just literally name everybody in the locker room. I do think, just from a youth movement standpoint, AEW is in really, really good hands.
Niger, front row.
Is this the silver screen one?
Thank you, Niger, Big O Belt Media. Yeah. I know you're having a lot of fun in the wrestling ring right now. Any chance we see you back on the big screen?
Okay, yeah, it is. All right, I just wanted to make sure that was about the movie question. Yeah, if that doesn't sound like a future EVP in the future, I don't know what the fuck does. Do you? Because that sounds like he's really...
I see a gentleman that's going to be more of a promoter than an EVP.
You know what I mean, yeah.
A lot of like the younger talent that needs a fucking foothold in the company.
Yeah, he will go to bat for them. Punk is more of an agent, I feel, a backstage agent.
Absolutely, yeah.
than an executive. I see him as this company's Pat Patterson, or perhaps Gary Hart.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm with you on that. Absolutely with you on that. I just, yeah, to me, that sounds like a person that's in there for the long haul. Absolutely. Let me go and get to 11:23.
Bringing it back, Punk, it's J-Hebert of your Reminder Center. Bringing it back to the night for just a second. Talk to me about where the idea to tell the story through a dog collar match and some of the historical callbacks you guys had. Where did that come from?
I think a lot of it can maybe be a happy accident, but if we're gonna, God, I still feel weird about, whatever. Obviously, I love Roddy Piper. I don't think it's a secret that MJF loves Roddy Piper. I think it's important to, while telling, stories, I can always go back to the bedrock of professional wrestling. And I think especially now that we live in such a weird time where...
And by the way, I'm providing the context because a lot of people in the comment section that Casey brought to my attention was like, oh, he called them weird. I hope AJ leaves him. Dude, listen to the context before you open your mouth and hear what he's saying. I beg.
There's professional wrestling fans, and then there's the weird WWE fans. That's all they've ever seen. So they actually, it's like they don't know other stuff exists. And they don't know that there's other ways of telling stories and doing things. And, so everything is just a love letter to professional wrestling. I think sometimes I can maybe be a little too cute for my own good. But I'm having the time of my life, and I think Roddy Piper is one of the greatest of all time. I think Bret Hart was the greatest of all time. I think, Randy Savage is the greatest of all time. And, there's a company out there that likes to spin their own yarns and have revisionist history about who truly is great and who, never existed. And we don't do that here. We don't pretend we live in a bubble. We live in the real world. So, Roddy Piper's my hero, and I wish he was here because I would really like to see how disappointed he is in me right now.
Thank you very much.
Oh, is that it? I'm done.
Obviously, they go on for a little bit more.
How disappointed he is in me. I can just hear Piper right now. Hey! You got a towel over there? You want some cheese with that wine? Get your ass back in that locker room and get yourself ready for the next match, son!
Yeah, I love it.
Apologies, Roddy Piper. Rest in peace. You are a goat.
Yeah, man. Now, yeah.
All of a sudden, James pulls up the image of my cosplay as Roddy Piper during fucking...
What's going on?
Noah's interview.
What's going on, you fucking yo-yos?
Is that actually something he said?
I believe so, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. It's just, there was obviously a huge range of emotions for Punk there. Happy, sad, emotionally drained, I'm sure.
As anyone would be, especially after putting on what seemed to be the match of their life.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
If that's not a match of the year candidate, that's a shame.
Yeah. I mean, you could say that for practically the whole rest of that card, really.
There was
tons.
There was bangers up and down the lineup.
Like, AEW, man. As Punk said...
Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever needed to know that WWE did Sting dirty, always remember that in AEW, Sting was ready and willing to jump off of a fucking good 10-foot gate.
Yeah.
For this company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that should tell you a lot.
He wouldn't have done that in the Fed.
Absolutely should tell you a lot.
He wouldn't have done that in the Fed. Dead serious.
I'm gonna go to another. I'm gonna go to yet another area of this here, because I think it's very important to talk about this as well. There was a Parts Fun Known video, and I play this again. This isn't just about bashing the WWE, but like I want people to understand the psyche that goes through Vince's mind, who runs the company the way he does, that caused Punk to feel the way he felt. And I thought this was important for a couple reasons. Number one, it really does not paint the company in a good light when it comes to serious and severe issues that people go through IRL. And number two, how truly heartless Vince is and how abusive he can be, not only to his family, not only to his employees, but also to his fans.
3. Batista, foster child, or worse. So Vince had a weird childhood, that's not speculation. In a Playboy article, Vince himself expressed genuine regret that his stepfather died before he could murder him. Such things might have contributed towards, Vince's pathological hatred of weakness, his refusal to be called Vince Jr., him having a T-Rex skull in his office, and a myriad of other weird familial kinks that make up the chairman of the board. I wonder if that also explains the horrific
Wait a minute. That's real?
Yeah, that's real.
No, the T-Rex thing is real? Because that's in fucking the 2K games. That's real?
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, that's not fair.
Weakness, his refusal to be called
Continue.
Vince
Sorry,
Jr.,
that blew
him
my
having
mind.
a T-Rex skull in his office, and a myriad of other weird familial kinks that make up the chairman of the board. I wonder if that also explains the horrific backstory that Vince wanted for Batista, his next big star. There are two versions of this story, neither of which show particularly Vince in the best psychological light. The first would be that Batista would be angry all the time because he was a foster child. Makes sense, adopted kids are all snarling lunatics, the lot of them. That actually made it to air in one brief mention during a segment of Ric Flair talking to Batista on Raw, though it was never brought up again. The original plan, which Big Dave has spoken about himself, was that the reason Batista was going to be constantly angry was that he was a child born of sexual assault. In Batista's own words on Talk is Jericho, a rape child. Is wrestling a medium that's capable of dealing with a storyline about horrific abuse? Maybe. Is WWE that company? Well, let's let the next entry answer that question. Number 2, Scott Vick avenges his sister Katie. No. Basically, no is the answer.
Didn't even know Katie Vick had a brother.
He almost in canon, almost. I believe the person in question, if I'm correct, it's in the video, but I'm probably gonna butcher it. It was a dude from the ECW roster, and Dreamer covered it on his podcast at one point. So we got.
You can't make this shit up. Like It is. Like I'm not gonna start like raging and screaming or any of that shit because this is not the medium for it specifically.
Yeah.
But I mean it is because we do it all the time. But
not this time. Not for this.
No.
Not at this moment. No.
But can you imagine? Like, I want to put in perspective, right? Let's put this in Batista's shoes. He's sitting in the back, right?
Yeah.
Doing what he is doing, getting ready for his match, and all of a sudden, his boss comes in and goes, I got a match idea for you. Or I got a story idea for you that you've never heard before. Yeah, sure, whatever you want to do, Vince. You're the boss at the end of the day. Like, what do you feel like doing? I want to make you a child of rape. What?
Fuck. Yeah.
Why?
Vince, there's a reason I've never heard that as a story idea before. Maybe you ought to think about that for a second.
This, listen. I have no doubt in my mind, and I know for a fact that Vince went through a lot of trauma. That's been very well documented, or as well as documented as it possibly can be.
However,
but that does not excuse all the heinous shit that this man has done in his entire history on planet Earth.
that's just fucking wrong.
And for those
it's
who
really wrong.
And for those who are gonna tell me that's harsh, what's harsher? Me telling you that Vince needs, for the necessity of everyone involved that has ever worked for his company, to perish. I'll use that word to be kind of PG here. Or that Vince wanted to apparently kill his stepfather, justifiably so, by the way, if you actually look at that story, but is willing to bail out a person who murdered, whether it was first or third degree, Nancy Argentino. I think you can answer your own question. I want it to be known that on certain terms, I'm not going to say I'm never going to cover the WWE again, because more than likely we will, but it's very, very, very few times we will going forward. As far as Jeff Meacham's show is concerned, Jeff, if you're watching this, I made a commitment to you. I gave my word that I'd be on the watch-along, and I will be commentating with Noah for the Royal Rumble for the watch-along. Other than that, you can count me out of SummerSlam, you can count me out of Survivor Series, you can count me out for future Big Four shows. I am not going to give my time, my effort, my money to this company. I'm not even going to give them the fucking privilege. Because enough's enough. The Pat McAfee interview comment section is the reason I am not... Because not enough people do this. I'm taking a stand and saying this shit is not fucking okay. You tell me how any of the shit that you heard from Punk and what you just heard Adam Blampied recount for Dave Bautista, how any of that in any situation is okay in the line of work. A lot of people give Dana White shit, but he's not even this fucking bad. Unbelievable. So I just wanted to make it very clear. I didn't want to scream about it. I didn't want to yell about it. Go ahead, Mike.
It's just fucking creepy is what it is. It's just, I understand to an extent, I should say, that as a individual and as a human being, you know, you can reflect on matters. That is not what I would think hearing that at all.
Yeah.
Like, not even close. I'll be upfront, Chief.
It's fucked. There's no other way to put it.
It's not the fact that it's fucked. It's the fact that it's really, really fucking weird. It's just... I understand
I think it's
individuals back in the day didn't want to use therapy as an option, and I get that to some extent.
Well, I'm glad they're doing it now.
But don't use your fucking professional wrestling company as your way to
get it out there.
Deal with some of your fucking issues.
And then put everybody else in a position where they're suffering. And that's where Mike, to counteract your point, it goes from weird to fuck to me, because he's making people suffer because of his traumatic experiences. Unacceptable. It shouldn't be acceptable.
It's just fucking creepy, is what it is. And, this isn't the only time. I mean, my God, there's probably entire YouTube videos or entire series that are on YouTube that you
Literally,
can go find.
you go on to most of Adam Blompied's top 10s, you'll understand why people don't want to watch the WWE from a moral standpoint. Never mind, a creative standpoint. Like, that's far out the fucking window. But, as Punk said, it does have a lot to do with that, because it's like any creative idea that somebody could have immediately gets shut down because, and then, but Vince can come up with an idea like a rape child angle. And it almost gets greenlit. That's the thing that boggles
I have
my
a
mind.
question. Who is the one that had to talk him down from doing that?
That's what I would love to know. I'm with you.
James, I'm going to be honest. You and I and Casey and Nikos know somebody that has this
info.
This behavior. I'm going to be nice about it and say behavior.
Yes. Yeah.
That we constantly ask the question, fucking why?
Yes. Agreed.
It's just weird.
It absolutely is.
It's just fucking weird.
With that being said, because obviously that was a very heavy subject, there was one thing that was absolutely funny. There was a couple things that can make you laugh in this Punk thing. It's not all emotional. But it's about CM Punk at the time he wrestled Harley Race. I'm going to end it with this, and then we're going to go on break, because I think we need a little pick-me-up. I think this is a perfect pick-me-up. So here we go. The time Punk was getting ready to wrestle Harley Race. Wait until you hear who fucking asked this question, by the way. It's wild.
There's hope, Thank you.
Last question with AJ.
Once again, great match tonight. And how was your time training with Harley Race?
Research done. That's a little kid.
Yeah.
There's hope for the generation. There's always hope.
Yeah, bro.
I thankfully I never actually trained with Harley. He would just book me on his shows, and he would throw up in my car, and I would ride on his boat, and the most horrible thing would happen is he would just drive the boat, and every time he said beer, I had to hand him a beer, and I was always like, maybe you shouldn't be driving the boat or anything. But just being in his house, it's weird, right? Do you ever get hit with a stun gun? No? I don't recommend it. Shut your whole body off. I thought I pissed myself, but he hit me in the butt with it, and it's not fun. But that's kind of cool, right? Because Harley Race liked me enough to zap me with a stun gun. I think that's pretty neat.
That should be a point of pride for him.
He refereed a bunch of my matches. There was one particular match, I think every time I got taken over in a headlock takeover, he would bend down and he would check on me. He'd be like, "What do you say?" And he would stick both his fingers up my nostrils, and it was awful because he had gigantic hands. He would just jam his middle finger and his pointer finger like in my nose, and it sucked. But I just being around him, I learned a ton from him. He was a pretty hard trainer, so thankfully I never had to roll around and take bumps. But just being on his shows, he was the man. This is peeling back the curtain. I'm not supposed to say words like this, but he's the guy who taught me how to make a blade, and I think he would be pretty goddamn proud of me right now.
Thank you.
This poor guy looks so worried.
So yeah, there's the Harley Race story. I wanted to end with that because I think that's fucking great. Pretty wholesome.
And guess who just joined us right before we went to break?
Hey, Nikos, you missed the Punk.
Yep, I'm here. I know,
leave.
sorry for being late, but when you got two sick people now and making you go around for errands, it takes up a lot of your time. But yeah, show safe.
Nikos, do you know what you should tell them? Just saying. Suffer.
Yeah.
And now James is frozen.
I'm frozen on your end?
Cool.
No, he's
Am I frozen
He's
now?
fine on my end.
I don't know. I'll figure out what the hell's going on with my camera when we go on the break anyway. But yeah, no. You missed all the sappy shit anyway. And not that it's bad or anything. Like it's not like completely like disregarded or anything. But you missed the sad shit. We're on the happy shit now. Where the fuck did Nikos go? Okay, he's I guess coming back in at some point. But yeah, we'll see what the hell's going on. Obviously, we're having some technical issues, but we have an ad break, so it don't matter. So we will be right back. We are going to take a... What?
Just joined in!
Yeah, I know. We got to go on break, and then we're going to come back anyway. We're fine.
God damn it.
With that said, we'll be right back. Don't touch that dot.
We will be right back with the Indy Force podcast right after these commercial messages.
But then he ended up joining WCW and the Alliance. Because when people think WCW, they think of the guy that basically helped WWF win the war, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Eric Bischoff, Uncle Bischoff, doesn't like his nephew Eugene. And we got Coach in Ohio, sporting Michigan-colored you, fucker. That pissed me off.
Don't even get me started on Tony Storm crying. Oh, she cried. And the glass shatters. He opens the door. And off we go. Brawl ensues. They go all the way towards the dipping dots section where Cody dumps his Jericho's head in the dipping dots.
Next was Best Friends getting interviewed.
And somewhere Jim Cornette had a conniption fit. I got a ticket! I got a ticket!
Get out of here!
You don't mess
Get
with
out of here!
I have a ticket!
And literally, security and the police escort the Nightmare family off the premises.
MJF says, how you looking now, midlife, Chris?
My clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me.
Do you think you have what it takes to cut the greatest promo in professional wrestling history? Step through the ropes, pick a gimmick, and know your role. The Ring Scoops Wrestling card game is the ultimate pro wrestling fan party game. Draw cards at random, use your creativity, and cut a promo on your opponent while the audience cheers. The Ring Scoops card game.
Available now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Indy Force fans of all ages. I am Luke Lynch, Commander of the Legion, and if you have not already, check out my adventure vlog series over on my channel. Grant you, it's not the most often updated series. It's definitely far from frequently updated. But when it is updated, it's good times, geeky, nerdy, and fun times all around with cool geeks from all walks of life. For example, YouTubers, content creators, Twitch streamers, you name it, I've got it, all on The Adventures of Luke Lynch, which you can find on my channel. Subscribe, like, comment, watch, share, do the whole thing under the umbrella of For the Win Productions. Future James, take it away with that outro.
We now return you to the Indy Force podcast.
And we're back. Hello. Sorry, we had a bit of a technical issue there, so the live chat's probably
a bit of a technical issue.
Yeah, a large technical issue, more like. But we're back. We got everything good. Everything's sorted. So yeah. As I said in the promo video for this episode, it's going to be kind of a wrestling heavy video. Obviously, we were going to talk about Revolution, but what I'm going to do to save time is just plug places where we're going to be talking about Revolution. On Owen's channel, I'm sure me and the boys will be, or some of the boys are going to be on there giving our thoughts on Revolution. On this channel, we did a whole live reactions that you could go check out. And on Noah's channel, I'm sure I'll be on there with ATW View giving my thoughts as well. So if you want to check out all those, sub to Owen, sub to Noah, and sub to this channel if you haven't already. With that said now...
If you haven't, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
Probably doing better things.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, probably.
Like watching porn.
Hey,
dude, how'd you know?
All right.
Okay.
So,
big fucking mommy milkers, man. They're everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
They're taking over our screens.
Vampire goth PFs, man. They're everywhere.
Oh my god.
They're everywhere.
Anyway,
No, they're not.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about a WWE product, because as I said, I won't be doing a lot of current day WWE coverage, because fuck that, as I said before. But we will talk about the dumb shit that they do, because I can't just say we're never going to cover WWE again, because there's this shit. Let me share the screen with you boys. Let's get down to brass tag, shall we?
Let's get down to business.
Fuck.
To control the world.
So yeah, I'm just gonna play, and then we'll give our thoughts.
This story was first covered by Fightful Select, and it was reported that WWE has met with EA to begin preliminary discussions regarding the future of its video game licensing. The trigger for the conversations between these two parties apparently began after the poor reception to both WWE 2K20 and WWE 2K Battlegrounds. One quote from the article read, WWE has shown a lot of frustration with the reception and lack of success of recent games. The gaming market is a major selling point for them, and they believe they've fallen behind the competition. With WWE 2K22 being the most recent game under the 2K banner, it is being seen by many within the WWE as a make or break situation. This is the final game that 2K Sports is contracted to make under WWE, and while WWE are open to options that involve extending the deal, it's all going to come down to how successful this game is. All in all, a pretty bleak article to come out right alongside the release of WWE 2K22. Not only do we now have the game right in front of us, which we can all judge for ourselves, to love and enjoy or hate and dislike, but we also have this damning piece of news to go along with it that really sets the stakes and reality of what this game means for the franchise.
This
if it
looks
does
like
well,
fucking shit.
then we could be seeing 2K20.
Yeah, it's.
We'll cover it. We'll cover it. Wait until, because this is literally minutes. Like, it's not even that long.
I don't want to wait. I want this out of the way.
It's.
Hold on 1 second.
Just bear with me. It's not much longer here. We're almost.
It's still too long.
23,
You could say it was
2K24.
3 more seconds, and it wouldn't be short enough.
And beyond. But if it doesn't do well, then we could see the end of the WWE 2K franchise as we know it. Honestly, I think that would be a bit of a shame. WWE 2K22 is not only a very strong game at its core.
Let's just put this in perspective. This is just his opinion, and I don't know if this guy necessarily grew up with really good titles, so let's just keep that in mind.
With a lot of great established modes to go alongside it, such as its Creation Suite and Universe mode, but it also set the groundwork for many other features that can be built up over time into the future. To have the rug pulled out of them at this stage of things would not only mean not
do
building
not
off of
attack from the
2K22
sky.
in the way 2K have envisioned, but it would also mean starting from scratch under a new company, which by the sounds of things, is likely EA. And there are a lot of people that have a lot of issues with the way EA handle some of their sports titles. So I feel a large portion of the community are automatically going to be hesitant and on edge simply with the announcement that EA are taking over the franchise. The belief is if EA did take over the franchise, then the team in charge of developing it would be EA Vancouver, the same team that is responsible for the UFC games franchise. Based on that information alone, I think we can start to build a picture of how this game could look and feel, potentially leaving its simulation roots behind to go with a more competitive fighting type of game. It also likely means that there would be more delays, with a new game under EA taking several years to come out. That'd mean no new game next year, and if the license is taken away from 2K, then after a year, they may not be inclined to keep the servers up and running for 2K22 either. So we may actually be without a WWE game for a period of time if this were to happen. WWE have had discussions with EA in the past,
They don't have, like,
including in
human
2016, at a time when
motion to it.
2K's
It looks
contract was up for
really
extension.
off. Plus, the smoke looks like shit.
I agree, but hold on.
It looks like
made the decision.
It's almost done. There's like a minute left. Hold up.
To go with 2K at that point in time, meaning that they obviously saw something in
Do
them
us
that they
all
were
a
happy
favor
with.
and close the tab. This game has earned its thrashing, and we have waited too long to deliver it.
I know, but hold on.
No, you don't. Close the fucking tab.
Just saying it's my channel, but okay. Go on.
Jeebus Cripes.
Where do we begin here?
Mighty Fallen.
They were mighty to begin with?
I mean, they used to have good titles, and then all of a sudden they stopped giving a fuck.
Oh, they gave us shit to begin with?
Yeah.
Well, okay, when
2K
it was
as a
originally
company did, yes. Back in the day.
When THQ first released fucking their franchise, it was good. It was really good. We got really good fucking wrestling games. Did we have a dip in quality between games? From time to time, yeah, but roughly, like, even the games that were, like, a dip in quality weren't fucking, like, goddamn terrible.
This is a sin against gamerdom.
It looks like somebody took Vaseline and rubbed it on the camera.
If only it looked that good.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley has never been that jacked in his fucking career.
He wishes.
Get fucked.
Yeah. Like, have you seen him now when he was off the roids? Like, not pretty.
Oh, how about when he had the beer belly?
Oh God, yeah.
We're gonna get beer belly Hunter Hearst Helmsley again? Where
Well,
he
how
was
about the fact
drinking
that
every single fucking night with Evolution?
I mean, just how about the fact that fucking 2K is trying to use, obviously they're probably using rotoscoping on these characters to make them look
no, that's
No, they're not.
What? Doesn't look
they're
like
not,
that
you
to
can
me.
tell.
If that's mocap, that's a fucking crock of shit. I could do a better job
It's not
mocapping
hand-
Triple H.
It's not fucking mocap, it's hand animation.
Oh, fuck off.
That's hand animated. You can
hand
tell-
animation.
If you go back, James, you want me to tell you how you can tell? Go back into the video if you get the chance. Take it and put it at 50% its speed and turn the volume all the way down. The way
Right.
you're able to tell is how his muscles are moving.
That's
If it was
fair.
a human motion, the muscles would have like a proper fucking movement to it, because there's some type of weight and force being shifted around.
Right. Now, here's another
Like,
thing.
There ain't shit there.
There ain't shit there. No, I agree.
They're heavy-handed on this realism.
There's more, and trust me, there's more, and there's shit I'm gonna shit on this game for, and we're all gonna shit on it. But there is a point I think this guy was gonna make that was kind of crucial when it comes to fucking gaming in general. Let's just play the rest of the video, and then we'll be done. You don't even have to look at the video. I'm not even going back to the video itself anymore, but.
And if 2K22 sells enough copies, maybe WWE will start seeing 2K in the same light again. There aren't too many mainstream reviews out there right now for the game, and we likely won't hear about sales numbers for quite some time, but as this stuff starts to roll out in the coming days, weeks, and months, I'm sure we'll all start to get an idea in our heads in terms of which direction this franchise is heading in. This is an absolutely fascinating story, and we'll be paying close attention to it as it develops. But for now, we'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on it.
Now, here's things that... Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I want to go to my comments. And this is exactly what I fucking wrote. And I actually had some replies because I actually commented early enough. So, this is what I wrote. I'm going to actually expand the comment section a little bit here, so that way we can actually see what the fuck I wrote and without it being so fucking small. Honestly, creatively has always been great for creativity has always been great for the current WWE games, is what I meant to write there. But their gameplay is ass. If EA Vancouver took over, gameplay would probably be 10 times better. However, EA itself would microtransaction their shit to oblivion. Those are my honest thoughts. I would much rather see WWE strike a deal with NetherRealm Studios than EA. 2K and EA are one and the same, and nobody likes either sports game. And then
here's the problem.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to cut you off. I really am. The problem is that if you give it to EA, they're going to microtransaction the shit out of it, like you said. On top of the fact that they're probably going to give it to a development team that is going to be in developmental hell for the next 3 to 4 years. Because that's what happened.
Exactly.
They give it to, EA does not make games in-house anymore. They hire other companies to do their work for them.
And then don't pay them well.
I will feel bad for whoever. Also, that's
and force them to sign non-employment clauses.
Yes.
If they quit, which is also fucked up.
No, not even if they quit. They make them sign non-employment clauses, let them finish their games, and then fire their asses.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's also a thing. On top of the fact that they hire interns to do a lot of the legwork, and then literally say, "Oh, could you sign this so that way you can't work at another company again?" It's fucked up.
Yeah,
EA is the worst company to work
and
for.
basically
It's
all,
awful.
Yeah, and basically all to basically just get as much money as possible and talk about record profits. And to your point, Mike, this is what Ziperium said in this comment section, in this comment thread here. Exactly. They will make individual superstars as DLC. $5 for one superstar. Oh, look. New superstar on NXT pays $5 to play as them. And I said, yep. Fuck that shit.
Oh, no. It's gonna be worse than that, buddy.
Probably.
He's underselling it. He's underselling it like a motherfucker. Can I tell you what an EA WWE game is called? It's called Battlegrounds.
Oh.
Yeah. That's exactly
what that is. Back to that nonsense again.
You know FIFA. FIFA drafts. You know FIFA packs. That's exactly what's going to happen with your favorite wrestlers. If you want to play as them, you got to pay them. Right.
That already exists. It's called fucking Battlegrounds.
Yeah. But I'm just pointing it out there.
Battlegrounds is that system.
Oh, and they've already done it for the main title. We'll get to that. They're already thinking of doing it for the main title right now as we speak. If this deal ends up going in 2K's favor, which I highly doubt, by the way. I highly doubt.
I don't understand the mentality or the methodology behind this. It's going to be WWEA. That's what it is.
WWE.
If they get signed over to EA, it's going to be WWEA, and that's what it is.
Yeah. And no bullshit. And then this Cal, ruin it. I don't even give a fuck. He's exposed anyway. He put it on a public forum, so I'm gonna fucking roast his ass here. Cal Gordon 13 goes on and says, NBA 2K22 was a success in the community despite the online clouds who want the game to be arcadey. I'd much rather WWE stick with the 2K than EA. Well,
Hey idiot. You know why we want the game to be arcadey? Because arcadey is at least attempting to be fun.
Yeah, and
the reason why games like, and I'm sorry to cut you off, James. The reason why games like NFL Blitz, NBA fucking Jam, things like, I'm going for more arcadey more than urbanization.
Like literal arcade cabinets.
Right.
Yes, like literal arcade style gameplay. The reason why that shit's super fun is because you can go 100 miles a fucking minute and have really competitive 1v1 fucking matches against other people in real life or online.
Yep.
You can do that.
Exactly.
The problem with the current WWE 2K games or anything made by 2K currently is that there's nothing interesting to do outside playing a My Universe mode.
Exactly. And
even that gets boring.
It does. And here's it. And here's another thing. With your NBA 2K22 was a success. Yeah, it was a success because NBA fans constantly feed into this problem, and they didn't get the fucking hint yet. Number one,
they are the dumbest. They are, in fact, the dumbest gamers in history. Because where anybody else would go, if you don't want it, don't buy it. These idiots will buy it every single year and still bitch why it sucks.
Yeah, and on top of that, just to add to your point as well, clearly, if you think that you'd much rather stick, you didn't even talk about the WWE. Which shows me that one of two things. Either you played the fucking game and you know it sucks, or you didn't play the game and you have no fucking clue or fucking room to talk about something you don't have any fucking clue about what's so goddamn ever. I at least watched the fucking play.
And let's be honest, the latter is probably the case.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't want journalists or gaming journalists to play games, because they can't even handle even the simplest of games. They can't even handle rated T games.
Yeah, exactly, Nikos. Thank you. And by the
The
way,
difficulty spike that happens at this level is atrocious. Everybody else, guys, the difficulty spike wasn't that terrible. Dude, these are the same people that were like, Fallen Order is not going to be a successful game.
Yeah.
Sure it wasn't. Sure it fucking wasn't. That's why everybody's asking for a sequel in the Star Wars fan base right now, because it's that fucking good.
Yeah.
Hell, I just finished Fallen Order and I want the sequel out now.
Because it's fucking good. It's a good story. God damn.
But with...
Fuck these fucking gaming journalists, dude. They're a bunch of stupid cunts that don't understand how the fucking world works.
And like with 2K, going back with 2K, they'll play one match.
Yep.
And that's the review.
Exactly.
One match, look at the roster, don't even play test any of the people on the roster, look at their entrances and say, all right, well, you see, what this game thrives in the other previous video games is that they really up their scale in the graphics department as well as the gameplay. Playing one match for
Really?
2
Is that
minutes
why
doesn't count. I'm sorry.
You sure about that? Because 2K20 fucking crashed unlike any other game I have. Dude, I'm going to say this now.
Point,
I'm going to say this real quick.
Hold on.
I'm going to say this real quick. So take a second. Okay, never mind.
I was going to just say, to your point, Ass on Fire, great name by the way, said EA would most likely have a worse game than WWE 2K20. Hey, NFL fucking Madden this year, ring any bells? Remember drop EA hashtagging on Twitter? I do. Continue now. I wanted to add to your point on that since you were talking about 2K20 fucking crashing.
To put in perspective, I've just finished and had a lot of fun with Resident Evil 8. That game crashed on me once, and that's because I'm a fucking maniac that tries to break my video games.
Right.
However,
you're a speedrunner.
However, I have footage on my console of a 44 fucking second clip, and that is as far as I got in WWE 2K fucking 20 before it crashed. And I have this footage. I have no problem posting this footage and going, guys, this is me with a fucking 2 terabyte hard drive, a squeaky clean brand new fucking Xbox.
Yep.
And I can't get past the fucking loading screen?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, on Owen's podcast, you said you couldn't get past the installation screen.
Uh-huh. On my buddy's bricked computer, we couldn't get past the installation screen because here's what happened.
You mentioned this. This is Corey,
Here's
right?
what happened. Yes. Here's what happened. So we hopped in. We were doing our shtick, right? We were having some fun with other shit at the time. And then he goes, oh, dude, I just downloaded 2K fucking 18. Okay, cool. So we'll play that for a little bit. Played it. Wasn't a big fan of it at the time, but I enjoy it a little bit more than now because fucking Jesus Christ 20. Then he decided to download 20. That took a while, by the way, for some fucking reason. That came out 2 days. It was like 2 days after it came out. So he gets the installer up. The fucking minute the WWE fucking over 60 years in professional wrestling, like, bit that they love to throw at the beginning of their shit now.
Yep.
That stupid fucking thing that they love throwing in.
Yep.
As soon as that hit, the first note of it didn't crash, per se. It soft locked to oblivion and shut down his fucking GPU processor.
Yeah.
And then after that, he attempted to uninstall it. And what happened was it corrupted his entire internal hard drive and shut his hard drive the fuck down.
And it's fucked. That's fucked. Trust me. By the way,
I have never seen a game that overclocked his fucking computer.
And that's not the only PC that it's happened to, too. There's been multiple complaints about this. So you know this is legit.
Unplayable.
It's unplayable.
It only happens in a WWE title game.
No, try that one again. Madden had the same problem. Fucking NBA had the same problem. And that's another thing. And I've said this before, and I've said it 100 times. The way AEW is about to go with their game is the correct way to go about it. Do it like it's a fucking goddamn fighting game and release shit every fucking year for DLC. If you're gonna do fucking any transactions, I'd much rather that and just do a whole pack thing than fucking doing this bullshit where you're gonna have an unreleased fucking or unfinished product that doesn't fucking work and bricks PCs and consoles.
So what this tells me is that not only can 2K not make sports titles, or EA not make sports titles, the fact that they're bricking people's computers,
2K,
that tells me that tells me that these companies are actively putting spyware in their games.
More than likely, yes. Absolutely. They probably don't even check. They probably don't even realize that spyware got involved in it, and they're just like, yeah, releasing anyway.
Oh,
that's what they do.
Don't check my ass. They wrote the shit themselves.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, speaking of microtransactions,
we exist in a
Go ahead.
We exist in a funny little timeline.
Yeah.
No, we do. We exist in a funny little timeline.
And
that's all.
Speaking of microtransactions,
coming from the press release of 2K themselves, my faction is described as the following. The new, intimidating, the unstoppable, whatever you decide to make it, my faction. This all-new game mode allows players to get creative by building and taking control of a faction of their own. D-Generation X, the New World Order, the Corporation are just a few of the iconic factions assembled. Hey! Assemble. That's fun. Throughout the years, and now it's your turn to create the next legendary team, collect, manage, and upgrade WWE superstars, and make your faction the greatest partnership in WWE history. So number one, I'm excited because this is new.
I'm not, because microtransactions are getting involved.
Hang on. Collect.
I'm also not excited. I'm also not excited because it's not new.
No.
Collect and upgrade. When did this become a fucking mobile game?
When did this become Ultimate Team for FIFA?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what that is. That's the EA. Oh, God. Oh, no.
Yeah. I told you they're going with fucking FIFA packs. That's exactly the direction we're going if EA gets this. It's exactly where we're going.
I don't. Hold on. I don't.
You know what? I can sum it up best with one simple sentence. Don't take away the license from 2K, just add EA to the license, and then let all three companies burn in the seventh circle of hell where they belong.
I fucking agree wholeheartedly, my friend.
It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid.
Yep. It is. Absolutely.
We exist in a world where Microsoft literally just bought almost every major video game company in one fucking go.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
now, I know a lot of people have their reservations about that, but I believe that Microsoft, as a developer, would be smart enough to go, okay, we're going to throw money at you,
yep,
and you're just going to make video games.
Yeah.
That's it. We want new games, we want new ideas, we want new IPs, so we can sell the Game Pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all.
Absolutely.
That's all they're doing it for, and you know what? It could be for stupid or fucking reasons.
It could be.
But fuck me, dude. If this becomes a practice that is going to be very common in the next few years, I don't think I'm going to become or ever be a, spokesperson for the world of gaming ever again.
I don't blame you. Why would you?
Mike, I got bad news for you. I don't think this is just going to become rather common. I have a sinking feeling this is the new standard.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, EA has been trying to do the Ultimate Packs thing for years now. And it's only for Ultimate Team. They tried it with other products and it didn't work. Anthem's an incredible fucking example of that, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And it didn't work. It didn't work. And the community is like, this is fucking stupid. This is lame. It doesn't make sense. And this My Faction thing isn't going to work either. Why? Because you're not going to get the fan base to fucking everybody equivalently at the same point go, oh yeah, this is a great way to breathe life into this game.
If this fucking mode in this game is that lazily put together, like, who the fuck says they didn't make GM mode and universe mode as lazily for this game?
Oh,
I bet you they did, and I bet you career mode sucks too.
No. You know what they did? They didn't make those modes.
Yeah, true.
Hey boys, do you want to know how to make GM mode in the current era? All right, so take your wallet out, right? Now go buy the wrestlers with your actual fucking money.
Yep.
And put them on a show.
Yeah.
Let's see, a $25,000 contract, that would be about $10 real money.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it that they go about that. I would love to continue talking about this, but I stick with Casey's idea. Let all three of them.
Yeah, no.
I'll let all three of them fucking burn to the ground. Just have EA join 2K at this point in a merger and have them all burn to the ground with Vince at the helm.
Remember when Square? Do you remember when Square and Enix joined forces to become Square Enix, and Bandai and Namco fused to become Bandai Namco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck do you get when it's EA and 2K?
You get the death of the gaming industry as we know it.
Yeah.
Actually, Case, you know what's worse than EA, and you know what's worse than fucking 2K?
Rockstar.
Honestly, no, because here's the whole thing. People give Rockstar a lot of shit, but they really don't fuck their fans as much as people say they do.
I know, right? Activision Blizzard.
No, that would be Ubisoft.
Ah, true. Okay.
Let me explain what I mean by that real quick. This will only take about 45 seconds, roughly, for me to talk about.
Okay. I'm so now.
Okay, cool. So Ubisoft, the French company, decided to start making schools. So that way they can, add people to their development team. Now, James, you're familiar with the Navy SEALs and how, like, 100 candidates go in and only fucking 3 of them make it?
Yes.
Because that's how that shit works. You want the best of the best?
Yep.
Well, Ubisoft saw that and did the exact same thing, except I want you to imagine 500 people and only fucking 2 of them make it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
What?
500 people graduate from their schools to go make video games. Now, here's the thing that I believe that it is. So you have 2 individuals that have graduated, right? You're going to put them in your development teams to create brand new games. Ergo, we're going to just completely make a brand new fucking Assassin's Creed game because that's all we have.
Yep.
Let's be upfront.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. So, with that
Valhalla,
being said,
ring any bells?
No, Valhalla isn't bad. Valhalla isn't bad because
but
it's not made. It's not bad, but
definitely
it's not
what it could have been.
It's definitely not a fucking Ubisoft title. It doesn't feel that.
Dude, it's not an Assassin's Creed title.
Yeah,
exactly. Even though it has the moniker and the name for it. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, James, what do you call an institution where they literally take people off the street or individuals of higher education and put them into a company, and only very few of them make it because they consider them more noteworthy than others? I call that a cult/grooming.
Yeah.
You're grooming people to be okay with things that they're going to see in the office place, like all the sexual harassment.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's not bullshit. That's not me making something up because I think it's funny. That's the truth.
Hi, Activision.
That is 100%
well for
grooming
that.
fucking behavior. That is 100% fucking grooming behavior.
And for those who
that means
and for those who think Ubisoft isn't responsible, by the way, for that, if Activision did it, Blizzard did it, you're telling me that 2K wouldn't be similar in that practice? EA, fucking Ubisoft.
Oh no, they're just better at. Here's the thing with that: 2K and EA are better at covering it up.
Yeah.
But that it happens there too. Except there's one company owned by, or at least owned by EA that isn't getting fucked all the time. And that's DICE.
Yeah.
Now, boys, why do you think that is? That DICE almost never gets fucked by EA?
Because they're more like standalone or independent than the other.
That's good. No, keep that idea going. There's a very specific thing I want to have at least said.
Go ahead.
I mean, what I think is like DICE is more like independent when it comes to like making games that they want to make.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
For instance, like Star Wars. For instance, like when they made Fallen Order, it's a great game, but it's not a heavily EA game. That's just the title. But really,
here's the thing though: DICE didn't make Fallen Order. That was Respawn Entertainment.
The guys that made Titanfall made that, and it shows.
Yeah.
It shows, because the movement in that game is so fucking fun, it's crazy. It feels good to move around the levels.
Not to mention, it feels good to do all the crazy shit you can do with the Force once you're all powered up.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the whole goal. You want to get strong.
You want to talk about more stuff we have clips on? Mike can go on for days about the crazy shit he's done in Fallen Order.
Yeah.
AKA grab guy, throw him into his own partner's grenade, and then literally fucking stab the dude behind him. But anyway, no. The big thing is that DICE. Nikos was hitting it. Nikos was hitting it on the head. I'll be honest. DICE is outside of the U.S. as a company. They're a Swedish company, so they have to go under. They have to go under the Swiss laws. I believe they're Swiss. Swiss laws in order to deal with all this shit. If somebody could fact check that real quick, but I know that they are a foreign company outside the U.S. that have a union. Yes. So if EA wants to do shit with DICE, guess what they have to go through every single fucking time?
Yeah, the union. Absolutely.
The unionization.
Which is a lot of companies need to
Which
do
is
that,
why
especially
DICE
if you're
doesn't
independent.
get fucked that often.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, DICE needs more time to make this game? Cool. Well, guess what? You have to talk to the union.
Hey, it's fucking hilarious. Both wrestling and gaming, well, specifically WWE and gaming, need unionizations.
I think in general, everything should have union. I'm going to be honest, things should have unionization because, let's be frank, you as one person can only represent yourself to only one extent.
Absolutely.
However, if you group up, a group has more power than a singular individual. Let's be honest.
I would
anyway.
I would like to talk about this more, but obviously I'm not trying to like crunch us for time.
Also, Mike, you were correct. They are located out of Stockholm.
So we'll say
Stockholm, Sweden?
Yes.
Look at me, I'm fucking good at this. Maybe I should become a gaming journalist that actually plays the fucking games.
So that said,
trust your word than any Dave Meltzer out there.
Yeah, truth.
It's all right.
Yeah, Dave just gets a lot of his shit wrong. Anyway,
he's losing his touch.
And then hates to admit that he got it wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
They changed the booking. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. That said, let's talk about the Batman. Nikos, are you there? Because you actually saw the Batman.
That's ironic because I'm playing Batman right now.
Haha. Nikos? Okay, he had to fucking deal with something, of course.
He bounced.
Alright, we're gonna have to save it for fucking segment 3. Oh wait, no. Hello, Nikos?
Sorry about that, boys. I had to take care of some things. I'm gonna be off camera for a while.
Okay, I was gonna... It's the Batman movie. I wanted to get your thoughts on it, because you actually saw it and we haven't yet, so... Brief thoughts.
Spoiler-free?
Yep.
Yes,
Spoiler-free.
very much spoiler-free.
Yes, this is a spoiler-free viewing of what I just saw not 2 hours ago. Well, actually 5, because god damn, this was a long movie. This is almost a 3-hour movie. So you know it's going to be good. So, this movie perfectly pays homage to the comic books in a way what it's supposed to be. A dark, grimy, disgusting, grotesque aesthetic.
Yeah.
Gotham City is supposed to suck. Okay?
And the one thing, and yes, Mike, the one thing that the Christopher Nolan movies got wrong about The Dark Knight is that Gotham looks like modern-day New York. When in the comics... Or, Chicago, excuse me. When in the movie that I saw, very gothic aesthetic. It's grimy. It's crowded. It's claustrophobic.
You mean it's Gotham?
Yes, Gotham. Dude, even Wayne Manor has the gothic architecture and structure. It's not like just a random penthouse. There's gothic scenery. There's just a lot of aspects that it perfectly plays homage to the comics. And I gotta say, to those people that want to talk shit that Robert Pattinson doesn't play a good Batman character, you're fucking wrong. Because I just watched 3 hours of this movie, and I gotta say, he's perfect. Like, honestly, he and Christian Bale are, like, on par as really great Batman.
Yeah.
And I have to say, the choice for actors, when this was first released for the actors, I was kind of skeptical with some of them. Like, for instance, Colin Farrell as Penguin and Andy Serkis as Alfred.
Yeah.
Until you see the art created by fucking Alex Ross, and it turns out, oh no, wait, Colin Farrell was the perfect choice because he looks just like the fucking Penguin in the Alex Ross drawings. He does.
Yeah.
He looks just like him. It's crazy.
Question: since you brought up both of the actors who played the Batman in recent times, who would be the more better Batman, just from your opinion?
Like, from my opinion, honestly, in Batman Begins, well, actually no, like in The Dark Knight, Christian Bale is more like, he doesn't take a lot of hits when he's Batman. He's got a lot of
I'm not talking about Bale. I feel like,
and he has like the gruff lisp voice, whereas for Robert Pattinson, he kind of has the gruff voice, but not a lot.
Right.
He actually speaks normally, and you can actually understand him.
Right.
And like, some of the characters, like for instance, Paul Dano as the Riddler. God,
didn't Affleck's Batman use a voice changer?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the issue with Affleck's Batman isn't Affleck. It's mostly fucking Snyder being Zack fucking Snyder, who should never make comic book movies after what he did. Never. I don't give a fuck.
Like, Zack Snyder makes terrible fucking superhero comic book movies, but Matt Reeves,
he pushed for the Snyder cut too, and it wasn't that great.
I don't know what people were talking about with the Snyder cut. It was not that great.
Great, it's an extra hour, and guess what? Nothing really fucking changed except, hey, guess what? Everyone is even lamer.
Yeah.
Everyone's lamer than that they were. I'll be honest.
And on top of a dull scene, that's just fucking perfect for the aesthetic. What do you mean? It's perfect.
And
yeah, because why
greatest superhero movie of all time.
Why would we want red and blue super? Why would we want red and blue super? Why would we want that? Why would we want Henry Cavill to be the iconic fucking character?
No.
Fuck that. We want it to be gritty for no reason. Anyway, Nikos, after you, buddy.
Like, when it comes to character with the direction of this movie, of course we talked about Zack Snyder. We could go all night with Zack Snyder. We know that he's terrible at making superhero comic book. But Matt Reeves...
But we will.
The fucking guy who directed the last 2 Planet of the Apes movies to go into making Batman...
To be fair, though, the 2 movies that you're talking about do have a dark, gothic fucking architecture to how it's designed.
Yeah.
The man understands lighting, even in a fucking movie where there's just monkeys walking around.
Yep.
And
Plus,
plus,
he gets lighting. It's important. Anyway.
And not to mention the fact that if you have a dark, gritty movie, the one thing that you gotta back it up with the fanfare is to bring in a perfect musical score. Now, Hans Zimmer, great musical composer for film.
The most iconic fucking soundtrack.
But Michael Giacchino, for those of you who don't know,
the Jurassic World composer,
he also composed The Incredibles.
Both of them, or just the second one?
Both. Dude, Michael Giacchino, who also did the music for Incredibles, the Planet of the Apes movies, and this movie. Honestly,
yeah, I'm sold. We gotta see it now. Just for the sound
even
alone.
better than the. I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to compare the Batman theme in that movie with the Dark Knight Rises or the Dark Knight theme because they're both great in their own right.
Yeah, I mean, Hans Zimmer is goated. Hans Zimmer is goated, but
Hans Zimmer is the legendary composer. He's up there with fucking Danny Elfman and fucking John Williams.
Yeah, then Steve, you can't, you talk about great composers in movies as well. You can't forget about Steve Jablonsky as well.
Although to my knowledge, he only ever did the Transformers series.
It doesn't
I might
matter,
be wrong
man.
on that.
Like, even though it's just for Transformers, like, that guy, you could literally take his soundtrack and apply it to fucking anything. Like, Celtics to this day still use the Autobots theme when people are coming out. Like, the from the first movie, because it's so good. It's so good. Movie's fucking but man, that track is fucking awesome. Baller track.
Also, Nikos, did you get the reference with the Batsuit like I did?
Oh yeah, I did get the reference.
But do you? So a lot of people are giving it some criticism because of the fact that it's an armored Batsuit. Nikos, you and I believe Casey have played through Arkham Origins.
Yeah,
fucking Batsuit.
I saw you play it,
Mike. They paid homage to Arkham Origins.
It was so homage.
Get the fuck out of here.
I saw the minute I saw the suit making the thumbnail, I knew it was from Arkham Origins.
But it's not.
Like it.
Dude,
well,
when you see the arm bracers, you'll say that's from fucking Origins.
Yeah. It's
But
like, you
that's
know what
not
it's like?
just-
There's also hints of Christian Bale a little bit. Like with the
not
armor.
really. I'll be honest, it's pretty much a mix of the Arkham Origins suit and the Arkham Knight suit.
Yeah.
Because
no,
of how
that's fair,
the
that's
armor's laid. By the way, the Knight suit is still one of the greatest looking fucking bat suits ever,
Yeah.
besides the Arkham City suit.
Mm-hmm.
Arkham City suit's fucking goated. Oh my god.
But do you know what's even better than the Arkham suit that I never thought that Batman would ever use in like as an actual gadget thing, in like a real life thing?
Is it the Galvin Knuckles?
No. And
Damn.
I really want to spoil this, but alright. So there's this gadget that I never thought Batman would ever use. So you know how in Batman games like Arkham, he has the cowl and he has like the white eyes that kind of has detective mode?
Yeah, detective vision, which allows him to
detective
see
vision.
thermal scans and X-ray scans of the environment.
Can I spoil this just this once
Yeah,
to
fuck.
explain?
Nope, I get it. Nope, great.
Yeah,
Done.
don't spoil.
He doesn't have that. He has something better than that.
He's got bat vision. He could see subsonic fucking readings of rooms.
No, close, but when you'll see it, you'll be like, what the fuck? That's fucking
I want to see
mind-blowing.
this. Are we able to go see this? Because I actually want to produce a review on this, like for the next month's Indie Force for sure. Because I want to go in depth with it.
Hey, guess what, boys? Hey, so Nikos, when we gonna start that fucking stream?
Hell, man, better now or never. But yeah, you guys will have a lot of fun enjoying like this movie because the roller coaster of like action and really heavy mystery and like there are moments where you actually have to feel like you're next to Robert Pattinson, be acting like a detective and looking around the area for clues, looking at things that you never could have solved before.
Yeah.
That the other actors who were playing the cops couldn't have seen. And the other characters are great in their own way. I really like the other side characters. Like, the dude that played Jim Gordon, who, I don't know why people gave him his shit because, oh, he's a black guy playing... I'm like, I don't care. It's just as long as he follows the character of he's Jim by the motherfucking book Gordon.
Yeah.
And he was in this fucking movie. Even though this is supposed to be year 2 of Batman crusading, the cops don't trust him. Only Gordon does.
Yeah, because Gordon actually talks to him, and from what the cops know about him, because let's be honest, Nikos, year 1 as a comic and a story is really, it's interesting. It's not great. Don't fucking sit there and say it's great, but it's definitely interesting. year 2 of Batman, he's still taking out corrupt fucking cops that are playing off that they're not corrupt.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like that's
honestly,
still Gotham City. I'm saying it right now. I'm a big DC Comics dork, the biggest one of this whole fucking group here. Let's be honest.
Absolutely, we will all give it up.
Yeah. Good. Bow to the X.
No, what the fuck? No. But I will sit there and say, Gotham City as a location, interesting place to visit, shitty place to live.
Yep.
Gotham fucking sucks, not because of the fact that, like, if you take the comics in perspective, oh, what's gonna be so bad? You got the Batman, some kid in tights. Do you not know how many fucking members of the Bat family there are, son?
Dude, by this point, there's at least 5.
More?
Hey, listen, Gotham may suck, but at least they're not Detroit. They're not Detroit.
They're not Detroit.
James, they're worse than Detroit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like in the beginning of the movie, you will see crime in Gotham like you would have imagined in the Arkham games. It's rampant. It's in your face. It's there. It's real. You understand the problems, what's going on socially, economically. It's terrible. But the minute you see that bat signal in the sky, you'll know. And I have to say, the dialogue for Robert Pattinson's Batman, I swear, they had to have played the Arkham games to formulate a perfect dialogue.
It's Arkham games Batman.
There's only one line that is specifically from Origins that I think is it's the greatest fucking line Batman has ever said in any fucking medium. Every time that the sun comes up, the criminals breathe easier knowing that I'm not around.
Mike, there's a quote that rivals that quote. They twist that quote around.
Okay, Nikos, it's not really a spoiler because it's a line in the movie and I don't know where it happens. Please, I need to know, buddy.
They see the signal in the sky and they think I'm hiding in the shadows. They're wrong. I'm in the shadow. I am the shadows.
Oh.
So, Nikos.
Fuck yes.
Nikos, for a letter grade for the Batman.
I'm wearing the red. I'm wearing the Red Hood jacket, right? That's just gonna.
Oh
happen.
yeah, you are wearing that.
No question.
Your letter grade.
I'm wearing that motherfucker.
Your letter grade for Robert Pattinson's Batman or just Pattinson's Batman and the movie itself. Like, remember, we go by S rank as well, so you got that option. Does it deserve that S rank?
If they don't change anything with Pattinson's role in the sequel, then yeah, I'm gonna have to give it an S ranking. The movie itself, probably an A, like an A minus, just standard A. But the role is perfect for him. Like
so Pattinson's S rank and the movie itself is A. You would say low tier A.
Like somewhere around low tier. Like again, this is his first role as Batman, and this is a complete step up from being tormented in the fucking Twilight hell that he was in.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
A hell that he is quoted. If they make another movie, I might end my life.
Jesus,
dude, you got to realize that when you have to realize that we're talking about a gentleman here who is a character actor, and when your character is just nothing, that sucks.
Yeah.
Plus, Pattinson was born to play this fucking character, and here's why. During one of the awards ceremonies, this motherfucking cheeky cunt is sleeping during his big award ceremony.
Yeah.
If that is not the most Bruce Wayne thing to do ever, you're out of your fucking mind.
Now, I will say with the Bruce Wayne character, it's the same as he is when he's Batman. He's still the moody, emotionless person as Bruce
Well, he
Wayne.
still
than-
hasn't. To be fair, you're only second year into his career, and he still doesn't know what his gimmick is yet. Not fully.
Yeah.
He has not been able to come up with the pure concept of the alternative personality properly.
I think
To be able to switch
it's hard to do. I think it's really hard to do.
Oh no, not here. Let me tell you why, James, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Because Kevin Conroy exists, and Kevin Conroy's is the fucking reason for the dual personality.
Yeah, true.
And to give the example on that specifically, during the animated series, this is like a singular scene that happens. Bruce, in the cape, in the cowl, is having a conversation with Commissioner Gordon in the Bruce Wayne voice. And is playing it off exactly as if he was Bruce Wayne in seconds.
Yep.
And why? Because he spent so much time altering the personalities of his mind that he's able to just fucking switch. That's why he's the most interesting fucking DC character ever. That's why he's the poster boy of DC Comics.
Mm-hmm.
Not Superman.
Like even though Superman used to be in the 60s and 70s,
it's Batman now.
We want more. Dude, during the 60s and 70s it was Superman. During the late 80s, early 90s, all the way up to probably 2009, it became 2008. It became the Batman year, the year of the Dark Knight. Those years are the most important years for the character's growth.
And correct me if I'm wrong. That was the 2008. That was the year Arkham Asylum came out.
That's the year the Dark Knight came out. Is 2008.
Yep, sounds about right. With that said,
and yes, I know that by date, Casey.
We will. I think it's a good discussion. We're gonna put a pin on it and save it for next month when we actually all go see the movie live, and we'll definitely. That's definitely going to be the first segment of the show. Period. Because I'm ready. Ready to see this movie.
I have enjoyed this movie so much that. It basically it creates the formula of like a perfect archetype for like Batman in like films and such. But again, when the rest of you guys watch it, even you'll say, this movie or Dark Knight, you're going to be debating on which is better.
Well, that's fair. I like being proved wrong because I like the Dark Knight. Actually, it's probably not going to be hard to me because there's one thing about the Dark Knight that throws me off and always will throw me off. The fact that Batman will go and fight crime in daylight.
What are you talking about? Like, when the fuck does he do that?
In
Dark Knight Rises specifically.
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that's Rises, not Dark Knight. Those are completely different movies.
Mm-hmm. Did he not do it in the Dark Knight as well? I swear he did.
He shows up at a bank during the day, kind of. But that's like he's indoors. You can't really determine if it's daytime outside.
Right.
It's really hard to determine that.
Well, I
mean, honestly, I'd like to headcanon that it's closer to evening anyway. So
fair enough. Yeah. All right, so we're not talking about the series then. We're just talking about Dark Knight by itself.
No, we're talking about the Dark Knight.
All right,
James, there's a reason why. James, there is a reason why till this day that if anybody talks about superhero movies, no matter how fucking good it was, they go, "Yes, but was it as good as the Dark Knight?"
That's fair. That's fair.
There is a reason for that.
And by the time the rest of you guys will watch the Batman, even you'll be like, I can't figure out which is better now.
Yep. Well, with that,
we'll see when
it's
you
all
three
gonna
boys.
Be off of one thing. It's all going to be off of one thing. Is the villain interesting enough that it will top Ledger's fucking show?
Dude, Paul Dano's performance as the Riddler. First off, fuck everything about the Jim Carrey Riddler. That shit gets thrown out the window. Paul Dano, honestly, for a moment when watching his performance, I forgot he was playing as the Riddler and thought, is he going to turn into the Joker? Because he has that vibe. But no, he's straight up Riddler as how Riddler should be. Not as a cartoonish character, but as an unhinged psychopath that speaks in riddles. I'm like, Paul Dano, dude, I forgot that you were even a person for a second.
So Paul Dano is goated?
Goated. That sounds like it to me.
Yeah.
Good.
Like, honest to God, like, these characters, they work well together. They're brilliant. And the majority of the movie, you're going to be like, you're going to forget that the Riddler is the main villain of this whole movie.
Yeah.
Everyone's focused on, like, Batman's focused on the Maronis, the Falcone family. Meanwhile, Riddler is like...
Thank fucking God, by the way, that they decided to go back to his origin roots of taking on, the
mob.
The mob. That should be his first target, too.
Yeah, of course.
In any origin story, Batman should be taking
especially
on the
in
fucking mob.
Because technically, is it Gotham not in New York, or is it not? Because I was
Gotham.
It's a blend of New York and New Jersey.
Okay, because I was
Actually,
that absolutely makes sense. You should be going after.
Case, I have a better hybrid of it. It's if you take the bad neighborhoods of New York, the bad neighborhoods of Jersey City, and the entirety of Philadelphia, and threw it into one city.
And include the homelessness of Chicago too.
Don't forget Detroit
and Cleveland. But
Brockton.
Yeah, but again,
I would say Fall River.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, Fall River's a pretty rough place.
Fall River's the worst place to live.
And before we fall,
God damn. Like, I will say another thing about the Batman. There are even moments where you'll think to yourself, "Did Batman just lose a couple times? Did he just like?" There are moments where the trope of you can't save them all. That shit will hit you like a motherfucker in the climax.
Well, I can't wait now. You got me...
I'm really hoping that we get a Arkham Origins style Batman movie so we can finally have the Joker blow up a building and Batman goes, "How many lives did you just take?" None, I think.
Yeah, except this time it's Paul Dano as the Riddler.
Before to save time, you're talking about saving people. To save time, again, put a pin on it. Stay tuned. Next month, we're definitely going to be reviewing this movie. It's going to be the first thing that opens up. If you're a fan of Batman, be there for that. But for right now, we got to go to an ad break because I don't want to run short on time for all the other stuff we got to talk about today. So with that said, you go ahead, Mike.
Because I'm Batman.
Because I'm Batman.
That's why.
And with that said, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more topics on tap.
We will be right back with the Indy Force podcast right after these commercial messages.
A table from hell with the Psycho Asylum. An Iron Man match of factorial proportions. Man.
In this fight, I will melt you down to slag.
Versus machine.
I calculate a 0.85% chance that you will win in your current condition.
All metal mayhem. Colleen Horizon.
When you throw me into the wolves, I will return leading the pack.
Vera McGarden.
And I'll do anything to be the warrior on top.
For the Athena title. Best friends turned bitter rivals. Johnny Starr.
Don't get in the way of the star or you'll get burned.
James, the Archangel.
I'm the real star of this brand.
For the international title. The Outsider, Mark Young. The Executioner, Michael X. For the WYW World Heavyweight title. 2 out of 3 fall.
Inside. In a hell.
In a cell. WYW Immortal. Now available on YouTube.
Hibiki TMD on YouTube, retro gaming, pro wrestling, podcast, Terry Bollea, Hibiki Honors, Hibiki Quickie, everything in between. Hit that subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at the Hibiki TMD. And hey! Watch out for pedestrians, pal. You on the bike. Slow down.
Hit that subscribe down below. Check us out at the Hibiki TMD on Twitter, Hibiki TMD on YouTube. Oh, the goddamn goodness.
If you like the content that you saw today, make sure you check out For the Win Productions and subscribe to the affiliates of this conglomerate.
A Simple Man Studios, Insanity Works Studios, Genele's Beauty Slam, J-Hebert Studios, Wrestling Fortune 44 Incorporated, Owen the Talkinator Studios, and of course, Weymouth Youth Wrestling. All in the J-Hebert Side 95 modules. Subscribe today.
We now return you to the Indy Force podcast.
Alright, we're back live. Right here on the Indy Force. There's some other topics that I obviously that we gotta definitely talk about here, because there's a lot more than I thought that was kind of going on. Obviously, on top of, we were talking about video games earlier, but let's talk about some good game here. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. Mike, you know a bit more about this than probably all of us, so why don't you give us a little bit of a rundown here?
I can tell you right now that it's the first Lego fucking game ever to be pushed back on its date multiple times, because it's just, it's not finished.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you said it's open world, right? It's going to be open world?
James, what I told you specifically is not that it's open world, it's open universe.
Oh, right. Yeah, because... Yeah,
you get your ship, you get in your fucking ship, go onto your star map, and you pick a planet to go to. And guess what? You go to that fucking planet.
And I guess in that planet is the specific episode that you get to play through?
Who said episodes? Casey, open world.
Yeah. So is it going to be like a DCU Online kind of thing with this game, you think? Or
more like Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham style. To some extent.
Okay. That's fair. Oh man,
I mean, dude, it's been pushed back and pushed back. They already have the pre-order. They already have the deluxe edition is purchasable right now as a pre-order, with that's going to add more characters to the fucking game. I don't know a lot about what's going on with it because I want to stay as much in the dark as humanly possible.
Yeah.
But it's not like a traditional fucking game, dude. It's a third-person action game now.
That's fucking
It's
cool.
no longer just, oh yeah, go use your 3-hit lightsaber combo and do the little ground bash. Now it's, go pick up your lightsaber and start doing blockchains. What the fuck do you mean blockchains in my Lego game?
That sounds fucking great.
It's gonna be crazy.
Dude, I'm a fan of the Lego Star Wars.
There is a third-person shooting section, or third-person shooting in this game with cover mechanics. What the fuck?
All right. For those who don't know, and I mentioned it somewhat on the preview, I'm a big fan of the Lego Star Wars, and part of it is because while everybody else had the cool consoles, I was the fucking redheaded stepchild. I got the GameCube, so I was a GameCube kid growing up.
Hey. You put some respect on that GameCube.
I agree. I think people underrate it. I'm with you, bro. But yeah, no. Man, those games have always been so fun. I still have fond memories of playing Lego Star Wars 2, and just fucking playing as Yoda and just hearing his anytime he would die, and it still rings in my ears when I'm doing. I think it's a specific mission in I think it's 7. I could be wrong, or it might be 5. No, it's 5, and he just fucking dies. And over and over again, that rings in my ear every time. I fucking hate it, but I love it at the same time because it's great for memes. But yeah, man, I love that game so much. So
it's a great franchise.
Yeah,
because it comes from a franchise that is good.
Yeah, Lego Indiana Jones was not half bad too.
Until Disney bought it. I don't know what I just said. Those words didn't come out of my mouth. That was my clone.
See, that's where you should have coughed, Mike. You could have covered up.
Ben Reilly?
Riley Ben.
I don't want to do Spider-Man Clone Saga.
By the way, Nikos, are you ever gonna get back on camera again?
That's a shitty storyline. I don't like.
Wait, what are you doing?
Unfortunately, it's the only clone reference I can make that isn't Star Wars. So.
Wait, what were you saying?
Just 1 second.
Oh, okay. He's back. Okay.
Hey, he's back.
He's back on the cam.
I took his pants off. Put the pants back on, you weirdo.
Shady C, no.
What pants?
Not on my new podcast. Don't do this to me again.
No.
But no, yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it because I really enjoy just playing Lego Star Wars 2. I remember playing Lego Indiana Jones. That was fun. I hope this is good. I hope we don't get I hope we're not overhyping it and this becomes like a Cyberpunk 2077 deal. You know?
No, it's just here's the thing. It's really hard to fuck up a Lego game, The Hobbit.
Well, I'm saying you say that, but they did it with The Hobbit.
You'll have no argument from me on that front.
I agree. But
but even then, it's like the game isn't bad. It's just the game what it's based on isn't great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The best thing to come out of The Hobbit was Misty Mountain as a song.
Yeah. True.
That's it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm also excited about Disney's new fucking thing that they're building for Star Wars right now.
Which is
the Galactic Star Cruise.
Oh, we said we were going to talk about this when we did it again. Yeah.
Now, here's what I'll say. The first time I heard it, I went, I don't want to go on a fucking boat. Because that's what your brain goes to as soon as you hear the word cruise, right?
Or cruiser, in this case.
Yes. But the minute I see the footage that has been made public, I'm like, oh, fuck me. They found a way for me to spend my money.
Yeah.
It is a full-on hotel experience for 2 days. That is, I believe, for 4/5 people. That would be
6 to 7 grand, I think.
We'll say 5 to 7, just a nice round number, just in case, because kids and shit like that would be. Everybody's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a 2-day experience, and from what I've read, it's like, yeah, it's really worth it. You get to live or sleep inside of a Star Wars themed hotel room. The doors open as you would open up a Star Wars door. You don't have to deal with key cards, which I was ecstatic about because I'm like, I fucking hate key cards.
Right.
Key cards fucking suck.
That they do. And the other cool thing is, it's literally structured so that you can have your own Star Wars experience with the people that are there.
That's fucking great. Yeah, I love it.
It's money I have no problem spending because I know that if I went by myself, I'd be like, nah, not worth it. But if I have people around me that can experience this stupid shit,
like
Casey
say
and
the three of us.
Yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah, or me and Casey sitting there in the dining hall playing fucking Pazak while we're constantly being told, please stop playing that game that doesn't exist, and I'm gonna go fuck yourself. This is Pazak. Awesome. Suck my dick. I'm playing Pazak. Get to 20, bitch. Get to 20, bitch. Sorry, what's wrong? You can't get to 20, bitch? You should get to 20, you stupid bitch. Get to 20. Can't do it? Fuck you. Fill the board then.
Such a bitch. You can't even fill the board.
God damn. Wow.
No, having a tough time there, not filling the board? Man, you must suck at this game. Suck a game, you must.
Suck a game? You must?
No, but I mean, it's an interesting concept. I like that they're, finally, doing something interesting instead of go live inside Cinderella's ballroom. Go spend the night in the Beauty and the Beast castle.
Did they do anything with Marvel similar to what they did with Star Wars for this hotel, or no?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's nice.
I don't think they really could besides Welcome to Avengers Tower or Welcome to the Helicarrier.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie though. If they made Avengers Tower, I'd want to check that out. I ain't gonna lie.
Great, so I get to deal with a drunk Tony Stark all day. No thanks.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna deal with a drunk Nikos every day, okay?
Oh, dude, can you imagine a drunk Nikos and a drunk Stark in the same room together? Oh god, the snobbiness would be off the charts.
Oh yeah, we'd be snobby as fuck. We'd be doing karaoke. It would be a great time, awesome time.
Hey, Tony.
Move over, bitches.
Hey, Tony. I know that my parents are immigrants, but you know what I have that you don't? Parents.
Whoa.
He's not Bruce. I'm not sure that's gonna work.
He doesn't have parents.
Yeah, he doesn't have parents.
Well, I know he doesn't have parents, but breaking him like that, he's not Bruce. I'm not sure that it'd work.
Why fucking Bucky did.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Real quick.
You don't think I know my
Told
shit,
you,
son?
motherfucker.
Get fucked, motherfucker. Can't even fuck your mother, motherfucker. She's dead.
Is there anything else interesting about the hotel that you want to go before I switch topics so that way we can?
Well, there's a couple things. There is a full-on gambling den, so you can spend your fake money, obviously, because I'm not going to make you spend real fucking money. Disney will never be a place where you go and gamble real money.
Get a Star Wars themed Monopoly game and play it on the gambling table. Got it.
Actually, no. You play. What the fuck's the name of that game, Case? That's from. Solo.
Episode the one that they play on the Millennium Falcon's holotable.
No. It's not that one. It's the card game that was in Solo.
I did not see Solo, so I cannot speak to it.
There's Pazak, and then there's another card game that's fucking...
Sabak.
Bro,
Sabak.
I watched
you play
Solo,
Sabak,
and I don't even fucking remember what card game. Although that's probably my brain just being like, nah, I don't want to remember that movie.
Always remember that Lando wanted to fuck the robot, and the robot's like, yeah, sure, why not? Put it in my access port, asshole. I was like, what the fuck? Lando, you get bitches. You do not need Robo-Coochie. Stop it.
Oh, please,
Hey, maybe
Lando,
you thought it was a flashlight. Anything else on top of that, or?
Well, let's see. There's a bunch of Star Wars themed food. There's every hotel room has like a mini fridge and shit like that, and it, like, you know, basic like quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Like, there's like a whole bunch of stuff. You take a shuttle to go from the hotel to the actual park.
Nice.
Nice.
And it's themed. Like, you're actually taking like a galactic shuttle to get down to the ground per se. I'm trying to go over like everything that I've read off the website like fucking 2 weeks ago. So, bear with me for a moment. Oh, the fucking gift shop. Obviously, there's 3 levels of suite get, which is like the regular quarters, the crew quarters, and the captain's quarters for like style. Everything's all inclusive. You don't have to pay for any of the food because, dude, you're already spending fucking $5,000 to $7,000 for rooms. They are not making you pay for shit after that point.
Good.
Nice.
That's great.
Perfect.
Because I think that's in general case when you went to Disney World. I don't know if you stayed in the hotels or not.
When I went to Disney World, I stayed in like the little cabins on the I don't want to say the outskirts of the property, but
are you ever gonna do a adventures vlog of that or no?
I actually did an adventure vlog of my trip to Universal with my sister.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah.
I just need to edit it. I just need to get it on my computer, get off my ass, and edit it.
Hey, Case, you want me to be a stubborn prick? Because I can do that for you. My services are free too. It's crazy. I don't. There's no rate. I can be.
It's the damnedest thing.
Listen, motherfucker, alright? It took me a little while, but I finally have that PNG image for the Indy Force logo, and you bet your ass I'm going to be making shirts. By the way, go buy the Indy Force shirt. It should probably be out by some point.
God willing, yeah.
Dude, don't buy it for one person, buy it for 10. Go get it in every size. Get it for every size.
Buy one for your entire workforce.
Yes.
Get one for your cat. Fuck your cat, actually.
Get the Tyrannosaurus Rex size T-shirt with our ugly mugs
After
on
that,
the cover.
After that,
it's got tiny. We have rhino sizes too for your tiny little T-Rex arms.
Tyrannosaurus arms. With that said, after that shameless plugging and Tyrannosaurus arms bit, speaking of a person who has a Tyrannosaurus,
it's not shameless if you have no fucking shame.
Damn right.
Yeah. Speaking, we'll move on from the cool stuff to a man who has a Tyrannosaurus arms size fucking skill set, and that is one Deji. Mike, fuck, this is how we're gonna do this, okay? You are the boxing expert out of all of us, okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You're pretty good. Just, 10-time amateur champion. No big fucking deal.
I don't know. James, I have no idea what you're talking about. 52.
Trained under Rocky Marciano's kid. Not that big a deal.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway,
so yeah, Mike Tyson, but don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it. No, it's fine.
So
I was attacked by a koala at the age of 9. That's not true, but that sounds like something that would happen to me, wouldn't it?
And then Matt enters the chat. I fucking hate koalas. Get out of here. So yeah, you're gonna cover the boxing aspect of it. I feel like you could do it far justice than any of us could, including myself. Even though I did watch the fight.
I got you covered, buddy. Don't worry about it. I got you covered.
And I will be covering.
It's always a group effort.
I'm going to be covering the YouTube stuff about this because Deji as a person has really not a lot of redeeming qualities. I'm going to let his brother do the talking first before.
Oh, you found a clip?
Yeah, he has the clips of the fight. It's right here. And and he describes the fight perfectly.
What a I didn't know my brother was this disappointing.
Oh, you don't even know the half of it. Let's let go. Before we begin, I actually got to share my screen, and I almost forgot to do that.
Sure, you're just saying. Hey, before we continue, I got to take a shit.
No, I'm not gonna take a shit. But here we go. KSI's thoughts.
I got a brother. No, I don't.
On his brother losing. No, it's not that brutal, but this is what he said essentially.
Let me talk about the Deji fight. Yes, the Deji fight. Alright, Deji, I'm disappointed. That's honestly how I feel, man. I'm sorry if that's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth. I'm not gonna lie to you. I expected more from you. First of all, tactic-wise, how did you think you were ever going to win this fight? Like, what was the game plan? You're the shorter fighter. You've got a smaller reach. So then tell me, why were you slipping backwards? Why were you constantly slipping out of range? Like, this is how I know you don't even watch boxing in general. Like, I was just watching you fight, and I just saw you weren't using your brain at all. Like, how are you going to win a fight against a taller fighter on the outside? You just stayed on the outside range. You rarely went in, and then whenever you did go in, you would just ruin all your hard work by holding him.
This is truth. Everything he's saying so far is 100% accurate. I have watched this fight. I have watched it. It's exactly how JJ's describing it.
By clinching. You just ruined everything. And then he was out-muscling you in the clinch. Like, when it comes to fighting a taller fighter, you have to take one punch to give two. That's just it. That's just what you have to deal with. You have to slip inside to... to get in range. You have to outwork him. Where was the overhands? Where was the body work? Where were the hooks? You literally did nothing but avoid punches. Like, did you actually think you would win by just doing that? I'm sorry, but your whole game plan was wrong.
If
your game plan was...
Well, I got a response. Send hook.
Ah! Puns!
James, I'm gonna say it, and I know I probably really shouldn't, but I'm gonna say it. And Mike, Nikos, I hope you guys can hear it as well. James, he sounds like you.
Does he?
Clarify,
JJ?
please.
Does he really?
Yeah, he sounds like you.
Does he really sound like me?
Well, Casey, I don't want to burst your bubble here, but
I'm a fan
James
of
is
him,
not
James is
black.
not British.
Yeah,
And also,
not
James
British.
is not
James
black.
is not British. James is not British or black. No, but they talk almost the same in the same sort of vocal pattern. It's really freaking weird.
I mean,
Are you saying that James and
wait, are you saying
KSI?
I'm slow as fuck, boy?
Shh. Are you saying, Case, that KSI and James share the same hey dance?
Oh no!
K-dance.
Oh god damn it!
It was
Looks like you're Felonious and that motherfucker's Floppy.
Looks like you got both the Begungus and the Begingi.
I'm gonna strangle you, boy.
Come get me.
I didn't do anything. I said nothing.
Well, it's right there, Nikos. You having a tough time there, son? Oh my God. Maybe what you need to do is clear your Jordy Begonis and your flinging Big Dotty, huh?
What?
Now, son,
Fucker.
I know that I've been watching you, and I know that you have been watching me.
But who's been watching me?
Ralph Cramden, apparently.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Scared.
Okay. Anyway, we move. We continue.
So not punch, then what the fuck are you doing? Entering the ring. Alex Wasabi is shit. Okay, I've made a whole video on this guy laughing at him. He's a joke. This was meant to be your easy fight, and you lost. Now notice in the title, I didn't even say my thoughts on Deji versus Alex Wasabi fight because he is so irrelevant. He's not worthy to put in my fucking titles. I just don't understand.
You see, Deji, I never really considered you as my brother. In fact, I don't even like you. You just.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'll get to that in a minute because there's a good reason why he would feel that way.
Oh, Nikos, he's a Chi-Chi. He's just some woman that lives in his house.
Anyway, continuing on JJ.
Redemption fight to Alex Wasabi. Just don't understand. How are you going to lose your redemption
This is third fight, by the way.
to Alex Wasabi, man. This guy is literally a child in a grown man's body. Like, literally, after the fight, my man was talking about wanting candy. How old? He's 31, bro. He's 31. And he's like, yo, I just want some candy. What's going on, man? You lost to a CBBC presenter. You lost to a Disney presenter. Like, I just don't understand how you came through like, oh, I'm going to fuck him up. When I get in that ring, he's finished. And then you get in the ring and you don't even punch. You don't even use your hands. Make it.
He threw a total of, I believe, 4 jabs in the whole fight.
And
how many rounds continues.
James, is it cool if I try to get my cousin to get into YouTube boxing and you can talk to fucking JJ and hopefully get Deji to fight my cousin?
Maybe.
Why do you want... What's your cousin's background that you want your cousin to fight him?
He's a boxer. Or training to be.
Yeah, I bet you he is, and I bet you he'd fuck Deji up because Deji ain't a boxer. I'll explain why.
Makes sense. Deji, where
Gotta work on your jab game,
belief?
son.
You actually made Alex Wasabi look good. You made this man look good. This man look good. This man! Deji, tell me, how are you going to lose weight, get fitter, and still throw less punches than you did when you were fat. You threw less punches at 77 kg than when you were 93 kg. And the thing is, I don't understand how you've somehow got people telling you that you performed better. Yes, slipped better. Yes, the slipping, phenomenal. But that was it, Nidge. That was it. You didn't really show fitness because you didn't punch. So we didn't get to see how fit you were. Like, to me, you did worse because you just threw less punches than against Vinny Hacker. You can fool your audience, Deji, but you can't fool me, man. You simply just didn't do
Nikos, he gets
so
fitness all the time.
Fitness dick in his mouth.
No, running. No, he's got a good. No, he's pretty good at track and field. He's good at running behind his brother's coattails.
Hey, truth.
Nice one.
Hey, truth.
Nice one.
You did worse because
you should definitely send him that clip. By the way, he'll be like, "That's fucking brutal. Don't talk about my brother like that."
No, he already did it for us. Trust me.
And James. JJ here continues to prove my case. We've been spending the past 5 minutes listening to him talk, okay?
Yeah.
Now, keep his speech pattern in your mind.
All right.
And think back to literally every rant you've ever done.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of... people say I sound like him. They say I sound like JD. They say I sound like a lot of people, so...
You didn't really show fitness because you didn't punch. So we didn't get to see how fit you were. Like, to me, you did worse because you just threw less punches than against Vinny Hacker. You can fool your audience, Deji, but you can't fool me, man. You simply just didn't do enough. So, Deji, let's just stop with this whole narrative that you did better in this fight than you did in the last fight. Because, first of all, like, any whole narrative...
You done? You good?
Maybe.
He will never be done.
You can't fool me.
Also, quick question.
Yep.
Is that his do-rag, or did he super glue his hair to his
No, that's his do-rag.
It's so that way he can hide.
He is well aware he has a massive forehead. He hates it, and so he just like, fuck it, I'll wear a do-rag or bandana.
Because I actually thought he gorilla glued his hair to his fucking scalp.
No.
We already had that happen once.
We wish he was that stupid.
I might be
hilarious.
He just didn't do enough. So, Deji, let's just stop with this whole narrative that you did better in this fight than you did in the last fight. Because, first of all, like, anything would have been better than your last fight. Bro, you gave up. After taking a 1 minute break, you went on your knees and needed more break. And secondly, you still lost. You're 0-3, Deji. You've lost 3 times. You know, the first time that I was properly proud of you because I could see that you put your all into it. You put 110%. Yes, you lost, but it was close and you tried. Second fight, bro, dismiss that. That don't count. Like, that's atrocious. Third fight, cool. You did a little bit better slipping. You threw less and you lost still. Against Alex Wasabi, man. Let's not forget. It's this guy, bruv. And you know what really pissed me off as well? Your video, fam. Your video just pissed me off, man. Cool, you're not a quitter. That's good, alright? Happy days. But at least be humble in defeat, fam. I hated that. At the end of the video, you were like, oh, congrats, you know, my guy. You hit me like 8 times, though, but good. Well played. Bro, you lost. What are you doing? What are you doing? Nigga, at least he hit you. At least he hit you. Did you hit him? Did you even throw to hit him? Like, what one? Cool, you evaded his shots. Then what? What did you do then? You just looked at him. You just stared at him, fam. You didn't do the most basic thing in boxing. Punching. He fully just outworked you. So at least be humble in defeat, man. You literally have no legs to stand on. You have no legs to stand on now, bro. First fight, cool. Second fight, okay. Third fight, am I a dickhead? Am I a dickhead? And the thing is, you still have people in your audience being like, you know what? Next time, bro. Fam, how many times until you're gonna get serious? Now, Deji, I want you to listen to this, okay? The reason why I am where I am today is because most of the time, I do everything that I do for me. When it came to the music, I did it for me. If I did it for people, fam, I would never be doing music. Do you know how many people were hating on me? Saying, oh, you can't do music, you're shit, stop trying. If I listened to all those people back then, I wouldn't be getting a #1 album. I wouldn't be getting top 5s, top 10s. I wouldn't be selling out Wembley Arena. Same with YouTube. I did that shit for me. Same with boxing.
James, pause real
I
quick.
did that shit for me.
Yep.
James, pause real quick.
Yeah.
If he wouldn't be making shit money on Spotify.
Exactly. Just fair. Spotify sucks. Don't even get me started.
Yes, here and there I help people and do what I can to, you know, make people's day. But most of the time I do shit for me. So what really annoyed me, man, was when you were asking the crowd straight after losing, being like, yo, should I fight again? Should I fight again? Why are you asking them? Is it their decision? If they literally told you, no, don't do it, does that mean you're not gonna do it? If the audience told you to run into a wall, you're gonna run into a wall, fam. Like, what is this mentality, fam? When are you gonna finally do something for yourself? Now I know we were gonna be like, oh, JJ, you're being so harsh. You're being mean, or you're being fair. I don't care, fam. I don't care. I'm not talking to all these people. I'm talking to you, Deji. And I told you, even after the fight, that I'm just frustrated, man. I'm just frustrated. You've lost 3 times. 3 times, man. Do you like losing? Because it looks like you just love it when people feel sorry for you. When are you gonna get serious? When are you gonna stop making excuses for yourself? Remember on Christmas Day, I told you to pull out of the fight. I know you remember this. I told you, pull out the fight. You know why? Because you don't have the right mentality. You don't have the right mentality to win a fight. So until that changes, you shouldn't enter the ring. I told you to go on a 5K on Christmas Day, and you ended up doing 1K and complaining that your back hurts. You don't think my shit hurts when I run and this and that. But I still just keep going. I still push through. So I gave you the benefit of the doubt. The next day, I was like, let's go on another run. Fam, you didn't even do it. You were like, nah, I'm good. I'm chilling in bed. You had a fight, bro. You had a fight in a few months, and you wanted to just chill in bed while I'm out here still running, and I'm not even fighting anyone.
I don't even need to play the rest of the video. It's simple.
So when are we going to get a Deji versus JJ fight pretty soon?
It's probably going to happen. I'll explain why in a minute, but I don't think it should. Mike, before I get on to the YouTube and the fucking drama of JJ versus Deji, is anything that JJ said in the video from a pure boxing standpoint accurate? Just from what little you see.
He's right on the money.
So he's not bullshitting that. And I ask you this because you know more than any of us combined. You're a fucking savant when it comes to this.
What I see is a gentleman that saw a couple fucking boxing matches on YouTube, and that's it.
Yep.
That's it. That's all I see is a half-measured human being that doesn't want to actually fucking try.
Amen.
That's all it is. And I'm going to say right now, if you could go back into the video before we continue real quick, can you just show the image of his fucking stance real quick?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That was atrocious.
I have to talk about it.
Which one? All right, hold on. I think it's that one right there. It's pretty early in the... This one, right?
It's pretty early in the video.
This one?
Let me see. Yes.
Okay, so this is the stance. Yeah. What the fuck is this?
I don't know. I can tell you right now, his feet are fucked. He's got no... There's a reason why boxers have a very specific stance of what their leading foot is and where their back foot is located. And some boxers don't really give a fuck and can switch their stance on a fly.
Exactly,
Which is hard to do, by the way, because you have to try to reconvert your mind into putting power in certain locations and places and making sure that you have stability. However, whatever the fuck that is, isn't close.
He doesn't even have
evidence.
Yeah, look at this.
Not by a long shot.
And I don't know as much, but I can tell you this isn't the fucking stance. It looks like he's about to trip over his own 2 feet and knock himself out on the fucking canvas.
He looks like he's gassed.
Already, I said the same thing! Everybody was like, this guy got in shape. Everybody was saying this guy, oh, he lost fucking weight. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get to another fucking picture since we're looking back at pictures here. You're telling me that this dude was in shape? Hold on. Where's a good image? The fucking one where he got his hand raised. Fucking Alex Wasabi. And Deji was looking like a dumbass. I don't even know where that is. Fucking...
It looks
You got
bad.
that beer belly going on?
Yeah.
It looks bad.
No, he don't even have the beer belly. No, that was Vinny Hacker. This fight, he looked fucking malnourished. Like, he had no proper diet, he had no proper training, he had nothing. Nothing! I'm serious, and I can't find the image, so fuck it, I'm gonna go back to the main screen, but for real. Like, he had nothing.
And that's like a dangerous way, with no specific diets to, like, you're planning to be a fighter.
I know that that us here, besides Nikos, cannot talk about being in physical ring shape.
Right.
We can't. It's not something that we have access to talk about
anymore.
However, as an individual that loves the community of the gentleman with the leather gloves going hand to hand, I can at least say, as somebody who genuinely gives a fuck about the sport as a whole, that whatever I just saw looks like an amateur fight from a 12-year-old.
And it's fucked because, like, JJ, when he's actually in the ring, like, he uses some of his training, but like his mentality is just be animalistic anytime he's in the ring.
It looks
like anytime JJ's in the ring, that's how he does. But at least he's fucking trying. At least he's giving enough of a fuck.
Oh
my god!
Here's the thing about that. It's not about giving a fuck. It's about caring.
Right.
That's it. It's about giving, like, yeah, it's about giving a fuck, I guess. But it's about caring that you're there and then caring about the people that you're trying to show off who you are. That's not showing off shit. That's just showing that you have nothing. You have fucking no base.
Yep.
If you build a house, right, and you have no structure, then that whole fucking thing is coming down around your head. And in a boxing match, that's really fucking important, is to have your structure built.
I have never seen, and to add to that point, just to add to the mentality set,
fighters are not built from hands down. They're built from feet up.
And
your footwork is the most
important thing, yes,
to the fight.
There's a reason it's called the sweet science, people.
Here's another part of the sweet science that I don't think people are fucking realizing, and this is just a normal thing with anything, not just with boxing, but your mentality needs to be in the right place. While you work from your feet up, you have to work from mind, body, and soul, right? In that regard. Deji did an interview before the fight with Alex Wasabi, and I swear, before JJ said a fucking word after the fight, and before anybody, any of these fucking YouTube drama fucks like Killer Cuck Star said a goddamn word about how Deji looked like he was a fucking liar, quote, fucking John Blood there, he said, I want my brother to be proud of me. And he looked so deadpan and so depressed when he said that. The minute he said that, I knew he was gonna lose! Why is that the fucking thing that's at the forefront of your head?
Because you don't give a shit about the sport. You just want to be relevant. You want to be on that same spectacle as your brother.
This motherfucker lost the first fucking fight. And now I'm gonna get to the fucking YouTube thing, because this fucking pisses me off, and the reason it pisses me off is because I can relate 100% to what JJ is going through with his brother, and if you know, you know. I'm not gonna expose it here, but here's the reason why it pisses me off so bad. The Sidemen, which is JJ's fucking group, they had a fucking mansion at the time. They were letting him fucking stay there, rent-free, mind you, rent-free. They were willing to fucking train him. Simon, KSI's best friend, not even KSI, used his own fucking money to buy a boxing ring for him to train in. You know what Deji was doing while he was at the fucking Sidemen house? Eating Kentucky Fried Chicken and playing fucking Fortnite all day. I'm not joking. On days where he was supposed to be training. To the point where JJ had to go on fucking stream and basically give him shit by punching him and giving him fucking noogies on stream, trying to get him to fucking go in that ring and train.
Yeah.
And meanwhile...
responsible adults should too.
And meanwhile, by the way, this motherfucker is so fucking uncleanly. Listen, I'm not one to talk. I got a fucking pile of laundry right behind me that hasn't been able to be washed yet because there's too much fucking laundry for me to keep up with. But you know what? At least I'm living by myself, and my dad doesn't really give that much of a shit. We're both kind of fucking slobs that way. But if you're living with a fucking tenant and you're supposed to get some shit done, you best be on your best fucking behavior, especially if you're living fucking rent-free. Especially.
I think the major problem that I have with it personally is the fact that when you go, right, and you are ready to go and do a fight, there is a verbal contract that you make with your coach, with yourself, with the person you're going up against, that you are going to go 100%. Not 70%, not 50%, not 25, not 90. You're going to go 100%, and you're going to give it your fucking all.
Thank you. And to add to that...
That ain't this, Chief.
That ain't this! Exactly! That ain't this. And let me explain why this ain't this. So after the fucking laundry bullshit, and after he was told he needed to do something, Deji gives him shit, thinking it was a funny prank for a video, to which JJ, live on Deji's fucking video, which he kept in for whatever fucking reason, kicked him the fuck out of the Sidemen house, and sent him back to wherever the fuck he came from. Halfway through training, by the way, halfway through training. Didn't make an effort to fucking go to Vidal Riley, who's one of the biggest and most premier athletes in boxing current day right now, and can be a star and has plenty of fucking potential, and train KSI to win his fucking fights. So obviously there's a good fucking track record there. Instead of fucking going down to Vidal Riley's fucking school, he got a new trainer midway through the training camp. And then he showed promise, like JJ said, actually knocked down Jake Paul, and gassed the fuck out. Because he didn't do what JJ fucking told him, which was work on his fucking cardio. So he got TKO'd by Jake Paul. And now Jake has never let us hear the end of it, and now he's making the fucking sport of boxing in fucking shambles right now with his fucking celebrity fights with fucking Tyrone Woodley. Don't even get me started on that fuckhead. Now Deji, after losing his fucking fight, then goes and fucking turns on his brother on the internet by releasing a, quote, exposed video, making a diss track on his brother with actual enemies that he had in the fucking hip-hop game. Fucking Dax, Crypt at that time, and his fucking cameraman Jalo. Made a fucking diss track with two people he doesn't get on with. Then keeps making videos, milking KSI for everything he's fucking worth, to the point where even people saw through that shit, including me after eventually, and just said, fuck it, I don't want any part of this fucking guy. Because why the fuck would you do that? Why would you do that? He was about to hit 10 million subscribers despite the loss, and he fucking completely destroyed any chance of that happening, because he couldn't admit when he fucked up and when he was wrong. And that's still gonna happen. I guarantee you, do not be surprised if Deji pulls the same exact bullshit again. Again. Don't be fucking surprised if he does. You heard it here first. He'll fucking make an exposed video on KSI, he'll give him fucking shit, he'll turn on him again, and he'll make him look like he's a piece of fucking dog shit when he's anything of the sort. Because Deji can't take any responsibility for his own fucking actions. In the ring or outside of it.
How do you only do 4 fucking jabs in your fight?
Unbelievable.
And credit yourself as, I'm a boxer.
And then act like, go to the fucking crowd and be like, do you guys think I should fight again? Did I have a good performance? And the fucking pity cheers.
I told Casey this years ago, and I hope Casey remembers what I said. How do you win most of your boxing matches? It's not with hooks. It's not with heavy hand. It's with the fucking jab. It's not with the uppercut. It's not with the hook. It's not with the cross. It's with the jab. You know why? Because if you can pop a jab in someone's face and it fucks with them for a couple seconds, it's a setup. That's all the window you need.
Yep.
It's a beginner, it's a mid, it's a link, and it's an ender. You can end a boxing match with a fucking jab.
And people have.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Moral of the fucking story, because I'm not gonna fucking talk about this anymore. Deji's gonna fight again. I would come out and say, please do us a fucking favor and don't get in that fucking ring again. YouTube boxing or fucking otherwise. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to hear about it again. I don't want to have to fucking cover this shit again. And I won't. Because I can't fucking stand this guy. As a human being and as a person who can't take accountability when he fucks up in the ring. You're a fucking joke, Deji. I hope you hear this. You're a fucking joke. And I don't want...
You're not a boxer.
I don't want it to be underestimated that you should never, ever get fucking contracted to ever appear for a boxing match again. When you make Jake Paul look like a fucking $1 million comparatively to you right now, that says a lot. Stick to fucking Fortnite. Stick to fucking eating KFC while playing Fortnite like you did when you were at the fucking house. And stick to doing the fucking My Woodben's Left Comedy Shorts Gamer here fucking intro that you do, you stupid prick. Fuck off.
Yeah.
So sick of this guy. Yeah, I'm done with it. I want to talk about to go on along the YouTube theme, because this is more stuff that I think all are invested in, is the fucking ads. Because Mike, you and I were talking about this off air before we went on tonight.
Go on.
Can we admit right now that YouTube ads may be, honest to God, the worst they've ever been? And I'm not even just talking about for content creators. I'm talking about like just the ads themselves and what they've become. I mean, crypto schemes, which I fucking have first-hand knowledge of that. Any sort of Ponzi scheme, how to get girls schemes, fucking how to get rich quick schemes, like any kind of scheme you could possibly think of, there's an ad for it, and they just play it on people's fucking videos, and it makes it look so bad.
Do you know what the attitude of the fucking of this shit reminds me of? At least when it comes to a video.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the video of the dude with that fucking crazy jaw go, the reason why I get so much top tier pussy is because of how I set my life up?
Right! Yeah, I've seen that.
Which makes me, every time I watch it, go, and you in one sentence just made every woman become drier than the Sahara fucking desert.
Bro, it is...
Congratulations.
It is so fucked. And, like...
The reason why it's just... And that's the whole thing. I love YouTube ads. I hate YouTube ads. I love them at the same instance as much as I hate them. And here's why, and I think you boys will agree with me when I say this. It's not the amount of gacha games that exist on here that fucking have stolen 3D models of actual characters or are trying to copy designs of popular character designs and play it off like how many Kratoses and Atreuses do I have to see? It's impressive. It really is. It's really impressive.
Yeah, and then turns out you download the game and the gameplay is shit.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's a game where you're gonna take out the gods.
Here's another type of ad. I remember this specifically. I don't know if you guys remember the ad where there's a fucking basically this Pang girl, pretty much, right? And she's literally just zoomed in on her ass as she's firing a sniper, and when she fires a sniper, ass jiggle. That's one of my favorite ones of how stupid that is.
YouTube can get rid of. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Mike, but YouTube can demonetize YouTubers that aren't even making not safe for work content, but will remove them anyway just because the thumbnail looks not safe.
But yet you have crypto Ponzi schemes and
yet
shit.
You have ads where you do close-up angle shots of video game women characters' ass cheeks and tits. Who the fuck is running YouTube at this moment that is allowing this shit?
Here's the kicker. A really horny robot. I agree. Wait. What was the person? Who was the person in Solo that wanted to fuck the robot?
Everybody's Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. Every YouTube bot is that.
Dude, the reason why I constantly put up such top tier pussy is how I set my stream up.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So fucking stupid. I love it.
To add to your point, Nikos, with that, just to show you how much they're not actually paying attention, and there's not a single human being that is even at YouTube HQ anymore. I'm convinced at this point. Ad Blocker 360. Has anybody seen an ad on this from time to time on their videos? Anybody seen this? Okay, for those who haven't, let me educate you. Let me talk to you, as Eli Drake would say. LA Knight, whatever the fuck.
Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you. Ad Blocker 360 is just that. An add-on and an extension for your Chrome browser or your Edge browser or whatever browser you may use that blocks any YouTube ad. So as if the ads themselves weren't bad enough, you now have an ad on YouTube, completely monetized by YouTube to greenlight, going on people's videos that probably need that ad revenue to actually live, having this shit play on an ad. Oh, an ad to tell me I could stop ads on fucking videos? Oh, let me get that one. That just goes to show you how nobody's checking this shit no more. It's unbelievable.
I think that is impressive. I want you to imagine, James, the fucking irony of just to put in perspective, because I think that this is a hilarious concept to some extent. The woman that goes Planned Parenthood. Oh my god. It's trash and abortion shouldn't happen.
Right.
But will give birth to a kid and put that child in the fucking system when it comes to adoption.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, the hypocrisy
is unreal.
Crazy, dude. It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, it's that. It's exactly that. And
what are the chances when we randomly go on YouTube and we'll see those same ads that we're talking about right now?
100%. There'll be an ad that plays on this video, I bet you. There's probably one right now.
I can't wait.
They're cutting us off the air.
I can't wait for hashtag Raid Shadow Legends.
See, okay, and here's the funny thing about Raid Shadow. Like, at least with Raid, and at least with Nord, right? Which are like two of the ads that YouTubers go off to and seek after. And there's other ads too that aren't as well known, like Manscaped and all that, and fucking even Audible's gotten into that game.
Me. Sorry, I'm sorry to cut you off. I saw one earlier today that made me laugh my ass off. Does anybody know about the black fucking TikToker who does skits with his kid?
Yes.
From time to time?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the dreads and the glasses and shit.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
I'm looking on a thing, like I'm just scrolling through YouTube, and all of a sudden an ad pops up while I'm going into a couple videos, and it's him talking about the new Star Wars update for the fucking Galaxy of Heroes, and I laughed. I lost it. I laughed my ass off because I'm like, what does this man have to do with this? He's a comedic skit fucking creator on TikTok. What does he have to do with any of this?
I don't know. I guess he has a lot of
money.
Manscaped, though.
Universal Bank of Money.
So, yeah,
well,
it's... Go ahead,
well, I mean, not all of them are horrible. I found Doc Squatch, the natural men's soap that I use.
Shout out Dr. Squatch. Shout out Dr. Squatch. Those ads are... I literally watch every single ad that they show on YouTube. Love it.
Fox.
I absolutely love it.
Let us use your product. Listen,
please.
I will take free Dr. Squatch for a year.
Yes.
Just so that way you guys can have us sponsor your shit every...
Yeah,
I will
I'm
make
fine
a
with
video
it.
every day.
Mike, I didn't know you used Dr. Squatch.
It's good shit.
It's just good shit. I used it once. When I was sleeping over, and that's all they had, and it was great.
I'll tell you this.
I smelled like a rose, bro. It was great.
I'm going to tell you right now that Dr. Squatch, when it comes to being a soap, lasts longer on your body, longer than a Russian invasion of Ukraine.
God damn. Every podcast now! It's every time! Every time!
And I'm gonna keep doing it.
We get it! Russia sucks! We get it. Russia sucks and they're losing. We know.
They are losing. Because it's funny that a fucking world-class superpower with an army to take over a country can't do that thing that it's supposed to be able to do.
You ain't wrong. But
it's funny. It's irony at its finest.
Real quick, because I want to end off the topic with the ad thing. Because it's funny because we're gonna go from two different dictatorships of their own kind to another in a minute. These ads on YouTube need to be a lot more modern than they are, because the fact that I'm seeing fucking ad blockers as ads is a kind of a fucking problem. And I think I'd rather see Raid Shadow Legends at this point, because at least I know what I'm getting.
That's the thing? No, that's the thing? Not the fact that you are... No, but that's the thing? Not the fucking ones where, because you're a dude, you constantly get advertisements for women's products that makes no fucking sense based upon your algorithm.
Amen.
No. You know what you're getting with those ad blockers as well? You're getting a virus.
Yes, you are.
Run into the wall, fam. Says K&H Show, by the way. We finally got our first comment. I gotta actually read the comments as well, although there was only two. Martin said he couldn't stay. Hi, Martin and K&H. Yeah, I think it's Hammers.
Okay, alright. I was gonna say, which one? Kuzan or Hammers?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know! And your t-shirts are too tight too, Billy. But yeah, no.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Chief, I really hope that our shirts aren't.
Yeah, same, bro. Going from two different dictatorships to another, let's talk about this little piece, Mike.
This little piece. Yeah. There's a little piece. I like the big piece. Though. Actually, I like the medium piece because then I don't.
I like the big piece.
I'm gonna eat this.
That's fair. Okay, but yeah, here we go. The KFC black chicken.
Okay, no.
Ultimate.
I need to give some. I need I need to talk about this real quick before we go into the thing.
Okay, go
So,
ahead.
Casey, did you hear that they might bring back the fat chocobo fucking stuff again? The campaign for the fat chocobo again in FF14.
Oh, Jeebus.
So my buddy Corey sent me a bit, and I said, I haven't thought about this in 2 fucking years. And then he goes, dude, that right there, that's I found that today. And I go, are they gonna do it again? So, James, go back to the previous image real quick, if you don't mind, good buddy.
Okay, just give me a second.
No, take your time.
Actually,
Take your time,
yeah. No, we're good. We're good. I'm just making sure
Yeah,
that
that's
I just because
all
I'm dragging these from my PC to browser, so hopefully nobody tries to like hack. I don't think they will though, because it's like a bit small.
Wait, nobody tries to like hack? I don't know how to like
nobody
hack.
tries to hack my system because I'm dragging it from the PC to OneDrive. But anyway, I think we should be all right. Anyway, go ahead, Mike.
So go back to the previous image. Casey, do you want to point out the funniest bit to this whole image besides Robot Colonel Sanders?
The fact that it's in Chinese.
No, it's in China.
No, this whole event happened in China. Just to let you know, this is a big Chinese KFC thing for some fucking reason. Nikos, can you point it out, buddy?
Yeah, so aside from the black chocobo,
It looks like a black chicken.
Nikos, I have a question for you. Chocobo come in infinite colors, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you choose the black one with the watermelon over its fucking head as your thing for this image?
That's so fucked up.
I really hope that I hope we really have one day that we add a little like Telltale style symbol, and it says the internet will remember this.
Oh, absolutely, they'll remember this.
Just as like a pop up. So
You know-
right there, what you're seeing is a meal for 4. That is a meal for 4 fucking people. That's crazy.
Yeah.
James,
That's not even the craziest bit yet.
it isn't. James, could you please read off on the Reddit post what you are getting with this meal combination that is $13 US?
Absolutely, I can. So,
scroll down a little bit, buddy, because you don't need those. Those first bits, just little flavor bits.
where do we go? So,
Right
this
past it.
is
Keep going.
everything
There
right
it
here.
is.
Okay.
Please highlight so that the audience at home can read this in their own spare time.
In fact, yeah, I'll even do this for them.
Yeah, zoom in as well.
Zoom in, bring down.
So for
highlight.
$13.73 US gives you 1 black fat chocobo redeem code. Man, I didn't expect to say that today.
Oh my god!
Let's go over the meal. 1 double chicken burger. 1 vegan mushroom burger. 1 5-piece chicken nuggets. 2 original recipe chicken. 1 2-piece New Orleans chicken wings. 1 Old Beijing spice duck roll.
Spicy
2
duck roll.
Pepsis. Spicy duck roll. 2 Pepsis. 2 peach oolong tea. That's for 1 person.
And those drinks are large size.
Yes, they are.
Wait,
Now,
wait,
the
wait,
image
hold. Wait, are you telling me that
that's 1 person?
That's 1 person, and there are
you have
4
to-
orders of these.
James, go to the image of the table. Scroll down. You want to scroll down. Right there. That's what 4 orders look like in 1 table.
Big Smoke is looking at this order, hyperventilating and salivating at this in delight.
I couldn't do this.
James, for one person, that's a lot of food.
For one person, that can kill somebody!
Mike, I remember when you and me were talking about this on the night of Revolution, where I told you our store is updating our menu for the pizza place, and you said, don't do something as ridiculous as this shit. And then you sent me this, and this image in particular, and I said, I feel sick now, and I didn't even eat anything today.
Yeah. Ain't no kidding. By the way, I'm still showing the image. I am showing the image.
Here's the fucking kicker. All right? Here's if you, good sir. So James, let's say you're getting pretty full, right? You've gone through a Pepsi and oolong, probably 2 of the burgers, you probably have all the nuggets finished, but you still have the rest of the meal that you have to get through, right?
Yes.
So you go up and you have to relieve yourself, because let's be honest, everybody does at a certain point, correct?
No shit. I mean, they gave him 4 beverages.
So guess. If you get up, you lose the chocobo?
Nope, that's not it. No, no, Case. It's
worse.
Oh,
no, it's worse.
No,
it's worse, Casey. It's worse. It's worse. It's not good. It's
worse.
worse.
So James, you just went to go get to go take a piss or go take a shit at this point, right?
Yep.
So here's what happens. You come back and you look, and your table that you originally had is empty. And you're like, that's crazy. Somebody must have eaten my food, right? And left. And then the people behind the counter start walking towards you with the meal that you just finished somehow regenerating right before your fucking eyes. And then they put it on the table, and then they walk back behind the fucking counter. Oh, yeah. You have to restart this challenge all over again if you want that redeem code.
Which means, by the way, if you go piss, because it's a normal bodily function, those people in the restaurant see you as weak, and thus you have to start all over again from scratch.
In order to get the black chocobo redeem.
Fuck.
Because
all of that sideways, I'm good. I'll stick to my Nashville hot, thank you.
Which, by the way, of course the chocobo had to be black, right? That couldn't have been that could have been any color.
Fucking right.
That could have been any color.
That
could have been
black.
yellow. That could have been pink. That could have been red. That could have been any color of the rainbow. And these fucking assholes said,
choose black.
But what if we make it? But what if we make it black though?
And the picture for the promotion is it's balancing a ball in the resemblance of fucking
it's
watermelon.
not bouncing. It's not bouncing, Nikos. Look at that image again. It's not bouncing.
Why does it look like a watermelon? Why does it look like a watermelon?
Because it is a watermelon, James, and if you pay attention real quick, that is a little girl riding on its back with a fishing line. Literally, that is how it gets guided around.
Oh, this is so racist.
China's racist.
Oh,
we're talking about the most xenophobic country of them all.
Bullshit. They're not America.
I was about to
Hey, Case, in all seriousness, how many fucking interracial couples have you seen in your life in America? I can tell you a lot from my perspective. Do you know how many I've seen in China?
0.
None, because it's against the law.
And I was about to say, to add to that, incorrect, Mike, North Korea would like to speak to you.
North Korea doesn't have black people. North Korea doesn't have any people.
Right.
North Korea has military. North Korea has 15-year-olds that are joining the military in order to fucking survive. Just saying, that's not a country. That's a prison.
Yeah. So yeah, there's that.
But there's your
It's
KFC
black.
meal to get that
Remember,
black chocobo.
Gotta get that black chocobo. Hey, by the way, it's black, you say, right? What a fucking I know that somebody's gonna sit there and say that's not how it was intended. Dude,
it absolutely is how it was intended.
No, hear me out. I don't care how it was intended. How it looks is really fucking bad. Especially with chromed out Colonel Sanders looking at this going, yes, it's black.
It's a finger licking good.
It's bad. It's fucking bad, dude. I know somebody's gonna take this podcast and go, they're a bunch of racists.
No, we're
I'm
not
the one that came up with this fucking thing.
We didn't make that.
We didn't make a fucking black chicken-like character go after a fucking watermelon.
With a little cute anime girl on his back, using a fishing pole and string.
Yeah, that doesn't look bad at all. Fuck.
It really does, especially since she's in all white from head to toe.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
Buddy.
Before we wrap up everything today, because I think we covered everything that we said we were going to cover on the thumbnail and in the hashtags, although I'll double check that real quick so I'm not talking out of my fucking ass. Casey and Nikos, is there anything else you two wanted to cover? Because I did ask you, but I don't think you actually gave me an answer in the chat.
I think I'm all set, honestly.
And Nikos, how about you?
I saw on the title you mentioned Elden Ring. Did you guys talk about it when I was indisposed?
We have not. That's the one thing we actually haven't talked about, I don't think.
And we saved it for last.
Fuck it, let's go. That's about the last thing. That will end the podcast.
First things first. Somebody asked where the game is supposed to take place. It takes place in fucking Ohio.
Where what takes place?
The world of Elden Ring. It's supposed to resemble Ohio.
What?
Yeah, because it's made by George R.R. Martin.
Okay. Alright, that makes sense.
But in all seriousness, Elden Ring, the most anticipated game to come out of 2022 until God of War Ragnarok comes out, is taking the gaming world by storm with its unique style of how it evolves from the Dark Souls era of
Demon Souls.
Going from point A to point B and deciding, let's make it open world.
Man.
Demon Souls.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Demon Souls starts all this shit.
I watched at least a good 25 minutes of this. I thought it was cool. Thought it was nice. Boss fights were interesting. But man, do I hate fucking gaming journalism, how they keep fucking writing. You know, Elden Ring should have learned their mistakes from Dark Souls and put it in a difficulty moderate. Shut the fuck up and go back to playing your rated E games, you fucking dickheads.
Yeah.
This is not
So
for
really-
you, okay?
That
So
is
really
not
quick.
what brought Elden Ring to the dance.
So here's the thing. From Software is a franchise that asks the question, will a fan base play a game that gradually gets harder over time? But it seems that way, but it really isn't. The difficulty's been the same since the beginning of the game.
Yep.
It's just the more you get used to it, the more early enemy types feel super duper fucking easy.
Yeah.
From Software as a company made a franchise of the hardest fucking games to ever exist. Not based upon, oh, it's a glitchy mess and it constantly breaks, or the company said, fuck you. It's more of, these games are hard because that is what they're supposed to be. They were designed to be ball crushing.
They took the Ninja Gaiden route.
And even then, Ninja Gaiden gives you lives. This game gives you infinite fucking lives. And there really isn't that crazy of a punishment system. Thank God. But Elden Ring brought back my favorite fucking weapon from Dark Souls 2.
Not the Moonlight Greatsword.
That's back in, but that's a special that's from every software.
That's in every FromSoft game.
Is it the lightsabers?
No, it's the Twin Blade, because now we get to make Darth Maul again.
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah, you can make Darth Maul in this game. You can even make Guts in the game and give him the somewhat resemblance of the Berserker armor, which looks fucking better. Honestly.
Hey, Nikos, you've been able to make Guts since Dark Souls 1.
True, but the armor set
right
that
now,
you find for your character, you'll just say, I never knew fur works so well with a character.
Mm-hmm. Always remember, Artorias' existence, the main box art character for Dark Souls 2 when it comes to the Legendary Edition of the game, is literally fucking Guts.
Mm-hmm.
That is Guts in the Dark Souls universe. How cool is that character? That armor and play style is still an option now. That's how fucking cool Artorias is.
Especially, man, don't mess with him.
Hey, so you're gonna fight this guy who's considered the greatest knight of his era. Okay. Alright, so when you fight him, his arm is broken, and he's using his sword in his offhand. He also doesn't have a shield. Okay, and how bad is he?
He's probably the hardest boss in the game.
He is the hardest bone-crushing fucking boss in the entire game. Yeah, but he's crippled. That doesn't mean that he's broken.
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring gave us horseback riding, a brand new magic system, a brand new combat system, fucking jumping, which is crazy to me.
Yep.
And a whole... Casey, there's a full-on jump mechanic in the game.
So you can do platforming now.
Yes. From Software has evolved as a company from making Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, fucking Sekiro, and now this. I'm going to tell you right now, Elden Ring is going to be the game of the year for 20. It is.
And honestly, there are a lot of other candidates that might rival, but I will say Elden Ring will be like a close second. But it's there.
Elden Ring currently is one of the most impressive looking games to ever come out from Software Studio. And yeah, George R.R. Martin fucking, I guess, did stuff with the story to some extent. But you can tell it's the original story fucking creator for the first for Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 3. It's the same writer. And it shows because the world is so interesting. There's so much shit going on that you want to figure out what everything means. If you haven't played it yet, I would sit there and say buy it now. However, I am the type of person to wait for the price drop to happen because I'm an economic gamer. I am not Mr. fucking up with the times guy. Yeah. I wait till shit drops in price eventually.
Amen to that. Yeah. Especially when you're trying to figure out if the game is actually any good. Speaking of which, you're talking about rivals.
Gaming journalists will say it's bad. They'll say it's worse than Dark Souls because no difficulty is modern.
This is true with any form of entertainment. Movies, wrestling, MMA, boxing, fucking gaming. Like, make your own conclusions. Don't go into something because somebody else said something was bad. Like I hope nobody does that with our shit. Like, if you can find some enjoyment, like, for example, with, like, 2K, more power fucking to you, right? Like, I don't care. But, like, it's better to draw your own conclusions than to fucking listen to journalists. And we've never considered ourselves fucking journalists. We've considered ourselves a bunch of dorks who talk about this shit.
We are individuals that try to give you as much information that we can in a very short period of time. But we attempt to get through all the stupid bullshit and get down to the actual crux of the issue as much as we can.
Indeed. And before we head off, you were talking about competitors to this game, Nikos. Do you want to talk about the new God of War game at all?
I mean, all we have for it now is the trailer that came out last year, but the continuation from what happens in the events of 2018 God of War going into Ragnarok, where it basically follows in the title, where Ragnarok's going to happen. The only thing that's going to be new is, well, the bosses in the game is going to be more interesting. Like, you get to fight centaurs, fucking lizard people. You have more updated moveset with the blades, with the axe. Runic attacks can deal more damage, and Atreus adds more damage. Like, he can ride the runes that he summons. Thor is going to be in the game.
He's fat Thor.
Fat
I'll
Thor.
make him bleed.
Chunky
He's fat!
Chunky Thor. Chunky
Thor's best Thor.
Yeah, right?
Yep. Also, the team up with Kratos and Tyr, the Norse god of war, will be fucking awesome.
Okay.
And one thing's for certain.
Has he been confirmed yet?
Yeah, he was in the trailer.
Sick.
But yeah, one thing's for certain. If there's going to be a third game, it's gonna. My predictions, they're going to Egypt, because they've confirmed that Ragnarok will be the last Norse story of this reboot, and then they'll do some other mythology, and if there's a third one. But aside from Ragnarok, we're getting Wolverine, Spider-Man 2,
Electric Boogaloo.
No. Actually, no. James is right with the electric bit, because you get to play as not just Peter, but Miles as well.
Yep, Miles and Peter against Kraven the Hunter and Venom. Specifically, Harry Osborn Venom.
That's cool.
Which, take my money. I am ready.
Ready.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Fucking kicker.
I hope the ending is that he goes into the clock. He goes into a fucking church tower. The bell rings, and all of a sudden you just hear Eddie.
And one more game that I think will be the biggest competition among the other games. And Casey, Mike, you can agree with me. The KOTOR remake.
Okay, so here's the thing with that, and I gotta talk about it real quick. It is not going to be a turn-based action game anymore.
Oh.
No, James, this is going to be crazy, because it's going to be the fucking FF7 style game now.
FF7 remake.
James, FF7 remake is my favorite game for the PlayStation fucking 4.
Oh yeah, I know, it's fucking great.
And you're implementing that combat system into KOTOR?
Yeah.
Casey, get rid of magic. Here comes force powers. How the fuck is that gonna work?
Actually, you know something too? Let's put a pin on that, because we got till next month. Let's save these topics for next month. A couple of reasons. One, I actually got to go on a live chat on Live Runs. I'm actually on it right now. I didn't want to have to kind of interfere with Steven and Doug, but I had to because of the fucking technical issue before. And number two, I want to make sure, like, you know, we don't blow our load too early and then we have nothing to talk about next month that we haven't already covered here. So let's put a pin on that.
Yep.
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, we covered everything that was in our YouTube tags, including God of War, which I honestly didn't know if we were going to get to, but I'm glad we were able to shoehorn that in there at the last minute. I hope you guys enjoyed the Indy Force relaunch. I hope you liked the live aesthetic of it. I hope we get a little bit more people. This is kind of a bit of a rush job because I didn't expect to come back on YouTube as quick as I did at all. Like, and to a lot of people, it was probably fucking eons. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. If I'm gonna come back to YouTube, I'm gonna come back to YouTube. I'm not just gonna fucking talk about it. I'm just gonna do it. So here I am. We're coming back. We got other podcasts in the works right now. I'm working on watch-alongs for Immortal. Gold Rush is already up. Fantasy booking series on Owen's channel. Subscribe to everything in the umbrella of FTW Productions. That includes Wrestling Fortune 44 Inc., Own the Talkinator Studios, if he ever fucking posts anything on that fucking channel. Simple Man Studios, Noah Foster. Insanity Works Studios. Obviously here, J-Hebert Studios, which hosts Open Mic Night as well. Check them out on Twitter at HellsWarrior25 and Lionheart Nikos, respectively. And last but certainly not least, if you liked what you saw here on this podcast, smash the like button and don't tell me about shitty YouTube ads, and let us know what the hell you want us to talk about next week. Leave a comment. If you want us to cover something, we'll legitimately cover it. And that goes to anybody that sees the end of this on the FTW Productions Discord as well. If there is something you want us to cover, let us know.
And after you get done doing all that, go watch the Jeff Meacham Network.
Absolutely. Go, yeah, and I'd be reminiscent if I didn't mention the Jeff Meacham Network. Go check out Jeff Meacham Network for his Open Mic Night. That's with the C, not the M-I-K-E. Check that out. Sounded like a fucking rapper.
He's Kermit with the C.
He's Kermit with the C. Oh, speaking of Kermit, Mike.
He's Kermit with the C.
He is fucking thick. But
I'm fucking thick. You motherfuckers will not understand me.
But yeah, definitely check out Jeff Meacham Network, and I will be on there, as I said in the beginning of the podcast. Will be commentating with Noah Foster. Maybe Casey joins us. I don't blame you if you don't want to. I'd love to get that trio going one of these days, though. Definitely I'll be on there with Noah Foster commentating WrestleMania on the Jeff Meacham Network, so go check that out. Give a follow to the Jeff Meacham. He'll be making his grand return then. And yeah, with that being said, I think that ends the podcast. And what do you mean 1 second?
Next time on the Indy Force, we talk about the Batman and other video games.
Yeah.
Next time on the Indy Force, Nikos
on Indy Force Z.
Yes.
Meacham, if you hear this, if you want me to do commentary, shoot me a fucking message over either Facebook or whatever. I'll eventually get it. I have no problem doing it. But if it's trash, I'm going to call it out as trash while I'm commentating it. I don't give a fuck.
Say less, my G. You'll send the clip to him. Until then, we love it when a plan comes together. Bye!
The preceding podcast was paid for by the Indy Force. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe and turn that post notification bell on so you never miss a video from us.